Hello and welcome to day 2 of the daily Wimbledon. Don't even know how to describe it, but Q&A, going through the scores, etc., etc. Hangout, maybe. A lot of matches right now. Unfortunately, delayed because of the rain. I think there's just the couple matches on the big courts. Kapriva, Djokovic, Zverev, Vrbata. Zverev serving for the second set. Djokovic got the first set pretty comfortably, 1-0 in the second. So get involved. What are you guys thinking in the chat? A lot of results are basically pending. Like Ben Shelton, I think he's serving for the match at 5-4. See here. Yeah, he was 2-1 down to Bellucci. But I think he's serving for the match when it comes back with rain. I mean, I really don't envy the players having that much of a wait. I think it does help the player returning. We'll see. Maybe Ben Shelton can recover well. He can use his he's pretty good mentally, I'd say, Ben Shelton at his young age. See if he can get the match won. So just looking at Munar, Billy Harris. That was a good win for Munar against the Brit. I wasn't expecting that. Munar is not really, I mean, I guess out of the Spaniards, he's all right on grass, but the British guy you're expecting to win there didn't turn out to happen. Some other matches, Echeverry got done. Hurkacz got done in 4. He lost the first set, but ran away with it in the end. Nishioka in 4 as well. Yeah, unfortunately, Rybakina did withdraw yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And instead, Korda's playing Perikar, which is a very unlucky lucky loser draw, right? Not very lucky for Sebi Korda. Perikar was doing well in the qualies and just missed out. A big serving Frenchman. So that was a very, very brutal draw, I'd say, for Korda, who's down 2-1. And a lot of people, I think myself included, thought Korda would have a good tournament. He's got to recover already in the first round. Sorry, guys. So Kapriva serving to get a 2-1 lead in that second set. He was dealing with Djokovic all right early, but then Djokovic got the break. And yeah, like Fazan's saying, not moving too badly. He has a bit of a knee sleeve on, but seems to be dealing okay. Ooh. Yeah, that is Zverev won that second set very comfortably over Vrbata, as expected, really. I mean, we know Zverev's not the best on grass, but Vrbata does not really have any weapons. Zverev is going to mop up the pieces. That kind of opponent. Let us know, Fazan, considering you're the kind of London native. How's the weather? Is it going to get better soon? Are we going to get matches back on courts? Get that Shelton match finished? Hey, big up yourself, Cedric. Big up yourself. Kapriva having a bit of a struggle now to hold serve. It's now breakpoint Djokovic. So I think it's the best case scenario for Djokovic. He gets through in straights, no tie breaks, nothing too intense, and just try and recover for the next match. I mean, it's got to be a match at a time, right? With this kind of knee worries, it's got to be a match at a time. The big news earlier as well was Murray having to withdraw against Thomas Mahatch. That was That was pretty unfortunate. I guess expected as well. You can't assume anything with Andy Murray nowadays, and with that back spasm kind of problem he had introducing himself at Queens, yeah, it was never a guarantee he was going to play the singles, but hopefully should be able to play the doubles. Hopefully. Djokovic has break point. Seems to be getting down to slices okay. But sure, it will wear on him if he can't take chances at a pretty efficient level. It will wear on the knee. Should be okay. I hope overcast, but wasn't meant to rain today. Yeah, was it too heavy? I don't think it was that heavy. From looking at the weather, it doesn't look too heavy. The rain. Hoping they can get back on track. Popper beat Montero. He's in the same section as Djokovic. Potential third round there if both guys. Popper had to win a second round match. Djokovic got to get the job done. Get against Capriva as well against. I guess Jacob Fernley, the Scot, who won Nottingham, ranked outside the top 500. That was a big shock, and be pretty cool if he could play Djokovic on center court. I mean, we don't have too many Scottish players, and as Andy Murray retires, another Scottish singles player. Hopefully, you can get to the top 200 soon. That'd be good. I think he's from Edinburgh, but playing same university Cam Norrie used to. TCU. Cam Norrie, one of the most successful college players to transition to professional tennis. Djokovic just knocking on the door. Trying to get the break in the second set. Seems to be striking the ball pretty well. Big backhand and gets the unforced there. Big reaction as he gets the break early in the second set. There you go. Hey, Joe, welcome. Welcome. Gonna get something a second. Back in a second. Whew. Just got some lip balm, but it's a very dry day today. Not dry at Wimbledon, but hopefully getting back to it. Clark. Who's Clark, Joe? Accusing Cedric of being Superman, maybe. Zverev 6-2, 6-4 so far against Carballes Baena. Pretty comfortable stuff. And outer courts do look uncovered now, so that's a positive. They do look uncovered. Not sure if the roof is totally off center in number one court, but outer courts looking like they're getting back up and running. Looking like it. Matches coming up later. Rune Kwan, Thies Stricker. I think those two could be good matches as well. I think Felix Kokonakis could easily go 5 sets. If Felix is healthy as well, by the way, because did have to give the walkover second set in Queen's Halle, or one of them. That was concerning. Nishikori Rinderknecht hopefully will be a good match as well. Karatsev Khachanov. Khachanov, former quarterfinalist here back in the day. I think he lost to Shapovalov 5 sets 2021. I think. Karatsev, I think his best chance at a run at a slam will be on grass. Did he make a fourth round before? He played Kyrgios back in the day. Fourth round Wimbledon. It's ringing a bell in my head. He didn't. Never mind. Well, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Hey, KC. It's asked Anthony, who was the last person to win Wimbledon and be knocked out in the first round. It seems like everyone will know this after today. Yeah. Vondrousova, big upset. Massive upset to, who even was it? Buzaz Monero. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And she did withdraw from, was it Berlin a couple weeks ago? Didn't get much grass court experience coming into this Wimbledon. Much lead up, and yeah, it's been a really awful year for Vondrousova. In all truth, considering she won Wimbledon, she's not done anything to back it up, has she? Has she done anything to back it up? Off the top of my head, I can't think of much. I mean, let's just think here. She did all right at the French Open, right? Did all right. Hey Ashish, welcome. How are you doing? The quarterfinals at Roland Garros was good. The semis in Stuttgart, but I mean, to be fair, she has made a few runs. It's not as I think people do overestimate how bad it's been for Vondrousova since Wimbledon, but hasn't won any titles. That's something. This is a definitely a low though. This is definitely a low of anything. She's done all right at slams, but yeah, exactly. That's how I'd put it as well. Hey Ashish, welcome. Looks like Djokovic up 3-1 now in that second set. Bolter, Tatiana Maria, I think could be a pretty intense match. Tatiana Maria, former semi-finalist here at Wimbledon. Bolter, the British favorite, I think could be a very tricky match for Bolter. If Tatiana Maria gets under her skin, she has a very tricky slice game. A lot of slices, a lot of variety. She can keep the ball low, keep you just frustrated. If you're not winning rallies, she can make you really frustrated. You've got to really play her game for the most part, if she's playing well, that is. Tomjanovic Ostapenko used to be a big rivalry. Think have patched things up. Should be a good match even then, though, with Ostapenko. I think we made a quarterfinal, but Tomjanovic, a final on the grass, losing to someone, I forgot who. Garcia Blinkova coming up later. Swiatek Cannon, Bronzetti, Fernandez. A lot of good matches later as well. Even Putintseva Kerber. Putintseva won a title last week, I think. Did she win a title? Pretty sure she did. In Bad Homburg. Was it Bad Homburg? Sorry, Birmingham. Birmingham, she beat Tomjanovic. Yeah. And Kerber, former Wimbledon champion. Should be a good match. Wozniacki Parks as well. A lot of good matches on the women's side. A lot of exciting matches to look at. Jess Pegula getting through in straights. Dart, I think bageled by as well. BBC was covering that. Siegemund taking out Bindel in straights. Siegemund decent on the grass, has got a lot of experience as well. Kapriva's got a decent backhand on him. can compete with Djokovic. Especially if he leans into it more. So that's good news for him. Anthony just about to join us here. Let me.
Hey, how's it going? What's up? What's up?
Hello, hello.
How's it going, chat? How are you doing? How's what? I guess is there a rain delay? I only just started watching the matches. Are you good? Can you hear me on?
Yeah, you're both wearing glasses, Cedric. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got check 1, check 2 on Anthony here.
Am I coming through all right? Is my audio coming through?
Yeah, still nothing's quite coming through yet.
Oh, okay. Wait,
let me
get.
Yeah, the main enemies, right? The two people who just for some reason hate each other. They just don't like each other at all. Started last year, I think.
Yeah, Tomljanovic versus Panko drama in Wimbledon.
Panko could be interesting for sure.
Yeah, they played a good match in Australia. I think it was earlier this year. It was like a 3-setter. I'd look out for that. Yeah, what's up, Joe? What's up, Cedric?
Maybe it might be me then. Maybe it's me. If Joe can...
Is it on your end?
Joe can hear Anthony. Maybe it's a me problem. Oh no.
Wait, so everybody can hear me, right? I'm not
YouTube.
crazy. I'm not crazy. Wait, hold up.
Oh dear.
Wait. You can hear me. Okay, Joe can. Who can hear me? Hold up. I think it's something on David's end.
I can hear. I hear you on the YouTube.
Okay. Do you want to talk through YouTube?
I hear you on the YouTube. Oh no. What's going on?
It reminds me of that Doctor Who episode.
Maybe
Blink.
I'll leave and then I think I'll rejoin.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good, David. All right. What's up, Ashish as well? KC. What's up, Faison? What's up, everybody joining in? Yeah, so for anybody just joining in, this is the streams that we're doing where we can't do a play-by-play for this Wimbledon. We got media credentials to be at Wimbledon, and we're not able to do play-by-play, but we just do streams where we talk with Chad and talk with each other and talk all stuff Wimbledon. Hey, is it coming through better now? Wait, hold up.
Oh gosh.
All right, we'll figure this out. Sorry for technical difficulty, guys.
Whoa.
Hey, what's up, Lexi? What was going on, boys? Hello. Currently, we're trying to get this thing started. David is unable to hear me very well, but it's okay. Technical issue, but we're all good. Are you not playing Team Winor? Yeah, no, because there's a rain delay. I'm currently losing the third set, so I decided to hop on QualityShot Tennis instead. Joe, Cedric. Go away, rain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Wimbledon. It's always super, I mean, rain was a big issue last year too. I mean, rain was a big issue. We had some matches going to days that they shouldn't be played at, with the curfew as well. Where I don't under. I mean, the curfew in Wimbledon is cool. I wish we could have an in between too, like an in between from like 3 a.m. finishes in Australia and the U.S. and also the curfew at like was it 11 o'clock? I think. The curfew is
So
better, I think, but
I think it's my end. I think it's my end. Um,
all right. Just make sure in chat you guys can hear me, right? Everything is coming through clear. You guys can hear me well. I want to. I want to make sure that at least is happening. And how weird that Vonnie lost today after we were talking about stuff yesterday. Spooky. Joe, as soon as I saw that, I immediately started thinking about it. I was like, listen, Joe on YouTube, listen, Joe told me he predicted that this would happen. Hey, okay, thanks, Cedric. Joe told me that this would happen. Joe said, he was just saying, who's the last defending champion going out the first round? Joe, what do you know that we don't know?
I think we're all fixed now. I think I can hear you now.
Okay, really? Okay, perfect.
All sorts of
That
hoopla.
was a great start to.
Just awful. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm a bit tired, but I'm doing good.
It's like Djokovic, couple games away from the second set now.
Yeah, that knee is not giving him big issues, which is definitely a good thing. He's very dominant over Capriva.
I think when he gets down low, it's not particularly comfortable. I don't think he likes the slices. Kind of like Raonic. It's just not really doesn't seem fully comfortable, but
Sure,
apart from that.
Yeah. I got kind of I guess I got a little bit of like PTSD thinking about Federer when he came to Wimbledon with the knee, but I guess the Djokovic situation is just different from that one. So
Capriva's gonna bagel him in the third set, and then we're all screwed.
For sure.
Last ever Djokovic match.
Oh no.
That would be bad.
I mean, he's got Huvie in the quarters, so I mean, I just hope, hopefully not. Deja vu, man.
Oh dear. How's Zverev doing? Up a break in the third now.
But is Djokovic the only match on? Because I'm seeing El Rangele, or is there another one playing too? I guess our
Coria Walton back on.
Okay.
One of the outer courts.
I think there are a couple of roofs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely the main two courts have roofs, and then after that, it's pretty much a free for all, right?
Yes, I think so. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So I think a lot of them are back on. Okay. Cool. Wait, did Korda finish up?
I think he's 2-1 down to Perikar.
I saw that. I think they were in a 4-set tiebreak though, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're playing that right now. It's 2-1.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm gonna check that out now. I can't have Korda losing. I can't have it.
Yeah, that'd be just a step too far for my predictions as well.
Yeah, exactly. I had him in the quarters. How far do you have him going? Did you have him quarterfinal?
Probably. I'm always too high on Korda, and there's like a battle in my head is with a lot of my favorite players. I just try and it's like realistic versus fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, listen, I could say that some of my favorites are gonna I could say Dimitrov's gonna win the whole tournament. I mean, and I guess he does have at least he's probably in the top 10 favorites here, but that's not a reality that you could expect is gonna happen. More likely Djokovic or Alcaraz or someone.
I have Dimitrov making the quarters, so
yeah. Well, that definitely. Yeah. By the way, Korda, This is such a how do you have Davidovich Fokina, who's like one of the worst draws in the first round, and then you get Impechi Pericard, who just got to like a final. It's like the worst possible. Like I don't.
Yeah,
That's so
no
weird.
respite from the lucky loser.
Yeah, no. This might be
Emma
even worse.
Raducanu gets the random Spanish person, and then Korda gets the best young French, like 6'8" guy.
It's terrible, man. I don't. What are they doing to him? What are they doing to my guy Corda? Oh
I
my
saw him
god.
in person, Pericard. Oh, as Musetti just wraps up the match against Lestian
Oh really? Okay, cool.
in 4. I think Gil Gross has Musetti in the quarters, which is a
I
interesting shout.
I was surprised I was surprised Gil picked a few of the things that he did, but I disagreed with him on a lot. I also kind of don't think Djokovic is going to go all the way. What are your predictions for Wimbledon? Because I have Djokovic losing in the quarterfinals, or so I
I've
don't know.
got the same.
I don't think this is his Wimbledon.
Yeah, I think I've kind of got to be proven otherwise as well with Djokovic. See it to believe it this year for Djokovic. Even though
Yeah,
it's always been, oh well, a couple years ago with all the COVID stuff coming into Wimbledon, he's still favorite. But with this year, he's been fully fit for the majority of it, and he's still struggling like he is with an injury up on top of the struggles. It doesn't give me any hope, really.
yeah, I agree. I mean, last year it felt like he was just so far in from the field, but this year it just doesn't. We're coming in with such different circumstances. He hasn't reached a final all year. Last year he had won both of the first two majors to start the year
It's
off.
night
So
and
it's
day.
just no, exactly. Yeah,
Welcome,
I
Naked
agree.
Eyes, by the way. Joining the chat, member.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's one game away. When's Shelton getting back on court? I was talking before you joined about it's crazy having to stop for rain delay when serving for the match. That's brutal.
yeah, that's ridiculous. That reminds me of I don't know if you're watching like soccer yesterday, but Ronaldo having that one kick to finish off the game. That's such crazy pressure to just I don't know. That
Yeah,
reminds me of that a
the
little
one in
bit.
extra time before the penalty shootout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on extra time. Yeah. And then
I
he
was so
missed it.
rooting for his downfall there, but then he scored.
I agree. I agree. I'm a Messi fan. I'm not that big on Ronaldo, honestly. So I'm completely there with you, David.
And he scored the. I was surprised. I guess he was always going to take the first penalty in the shootout, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Because
he's the guy.
often I don't get it when they wow, Komisana takes the third set over Rublev. What is going on there with Rublev?
I don't know. That's crazy. How does Rublev? You know what I think it is? I think Rublev is on a 7 or 8 match losing streak outside of his title in Madrid. He just randomly decided to win a Masters in between like the worst losing streak of his career.
And
But
when he had like a big fever in Madrid as well, it was a fever dream, literally, en
yeah,
route to winning the
it was
title.
ridiculous. Yeah, and Felix's draw was just desolate. I mean, beat Rude, which I'm good for Felix, and I mean I like Felix, but but his draw was crazy to get
Yeah, and
there.
his luck is just
Yeah,
Felix's luck plus his own mistakes just kind of compile into just awful form the last couple years.
yeah,
I guess the luck with injuries, which some people call luck, some people call just you should have prepared better, but I
yeah.
feel
Well,
bad for him.
there's a split with Tony that happened, Tony Nadal. So I'm hoping that at least there's some change and movement in his box that hopefully can he needs to. He's a much better player than he's been the last couple of years, in my opinion. Hopefully, we see some movement there with him because I don't want another Chapo situation. Like I can't have
Yeah,
that with Felix.
what did I think Gil put? Did he put Shapo in the quarterfinals and they put Dark Horse, right?
I think Dark Horse. I think you put Dark Horse, but I mean, listen, with Chapo, I don't really have that much of a like ceiling on him. The problem is that he rarely gets off the floor.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Gil's Dark Horse and quarterfinal predictions, he kind of has his cake and eats it too because he puts the Dark Horse in, but then he doesn't put him in the quarterfinal. So then he
Yeah, I
has two
agree.
Dark Horses.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, I've done like get out of jail. I picked Rybakina to win the women's event, and I felt like that was a bit of a get out of jail card because if she withdraws or if she just isn't at her healthiest, she was very good and looked healthy today. But I was thinking before tournament started, like if she was, nobody would have blamed me for that pick because she would have been a big favorite. So I feel like at times we can do draw predictions and kind of be like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me just say this, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're gonna have to cut out all the people that predicted Sabalenka winning in the quality shot. When's the quality shot prediction video coming out?
Yeah,
That's gonna be bad.
exactly. Yeah. Sabalenka and did any of the men withdraw? Like I don't know.
I
Sab-
mean, apart from Rybakina and Murray, I can't think of many other people.
you didn't say Murray, did you, David? For the champ.
No, I'm not that delusional. Hope he
Yeah,
does go on a bit of a run in doubles. Though. I think there's a chance, with the
true.
crowds and with if you just put Murray like in the lobbing position with Jamie Murray taking out the volleys. I think good combination there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jamie Murray's been doubles number one. Murray has some experience with doubles for sure. I also hope it's not a singles like end. I hope he gets to play the Olympics and stuff. So we'll
He
see.
should. I think, considering he was almost playing singles, I think that's positive news for his recovery for 3 weeks for the Olympics. As long as the transition to clay isn't disastrous.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean he's won the Olympics twice, so I personally I feel like that would be a fine ending or fitting ending if that is where he ends, but it
It'd
would
be
be weird for him to
three
finish on clay.
medals, 3 medals on 3 different surfaces in Olympics. That would be good.
That it would be quite good. I don't know if I'm expecting it, but I definitely hope so. That would
Come
be great,
on,
man.
rig the draw, please. We need some need some random player in the first round just
Well, I'm
for
random player
confidence.
every round.
Yeah, need some people getting some suspicious packages. You better lose this match.
This gets Tim Van Rijthoven the first round, Max Purcell or somebody.
Yeah, they wouldn't be great clay court players, would they?
No, yeah, exactly. Christopher Eubanks. I don't know.
Oh, Eubanks is. I was surprised of how you. I think I covered Eubanks's first round at Roland Garros. He wasn't too bad, but I guess his
Mm,
serve does kind of give himself a chance in any set. But when someone
that's
returns as
true.
well as Sinner did, I mean, just can't really. You
Yeah,
can't not get broken on
he had
clay.
Sinner and yeah, he had Sinner. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I guess the serve. Yeah, that's a good point about the serve. If you have a serve, then you can play well anywhere. But yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't lend
Grass
itself
is
to clay. Eubanks'
yeah,
game very flat. It's a bit
yeah.
wonky.
I agree. Yeah, the more high topspin, Rafa, Casper,
Yeah,
those guys do better.
exactly. And that's what Gil was talking about with Ben Shelton. He has a very spinny game. It's not really helped. It's helped him on the grass really, even though he has got the 140 miles per hour serve. It's not really worked out on grass yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think like part of the issue with Shelton is that he can serve big, but I think his serve placement can get away from him. Like it's
Yeah,
not his serve placement hasn't been great. I feel like on grass, I don't know. Just in general, that serve. If you really want your serve to be a big weapon that's super effective, you want to place it as well. You can't just hit it big. I feel.
and when people know his game more, he could get away with like he had a few kind of serves like a soft serve, a big serve, out wide tee. I think people are just more familiarized with Sheldon's game, and they're not as. It's not like he's like smacking you in the face. It's you know he's there, you know what he's gonna do, and
Yeah.
it's kind of yeah. It might take him a bit more time to repeat what he did last year, especially.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, it's like if he goes up against Sinner and Alcaraz, he has the mentality. I feel like to go up against guys like that. I definitely feel like that, but I feel like, or is he able to hit from the back of the court to match those guys and stuff like that? Like he seems pretty complete for a big server in terms of like, I feel like his shots are better than most big servers, but I feel like, is he able to compete with those guys in like the volley department, in the forehand department, in the backhand department, even if they are better for big servers? Are they good enough to beat guys like that? That's the question, I feel like, as well.
Consistency as well. I think best of 3 he can be a killer. We saw that versus Sinner in was it Shanghai? Took him out in 3.
Third set
Best
break,
of 5. It does give him more leeway against lesser opponents, but better opponents will kind of figure out a way against Shelton, I think. Best of 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's also just like he seems to peak for the big matches. It's like also beating the guys who are not that top level. I don't know why there are players like that. Like even Wawrinka is kind of like that. If you put him in a Grand Slam final, the guy is an absolute monster, but he wasn't the most consistent player for his standards in his career. And then you have like a guy like Hugo Humbert who's the same way. He's like 10 and he's like beats every top 10 player he plays, but then he can lose to a guy outside the top 100. So I don't know. He doesn't do that very often anymore, but
it's a mentality thing, I think. I think a lot of sports people, they kind of, especially when, I guess like Shelton, he's kind of used to raucous crowds with college. He likes the big occasion. When he's in like a less kind of rowdy or like an empty crowd, for example, it kind of doesn't help his he always has passion, but it's not the same, is it?
Yeah, I agree. It's yeah, I mean, I like that energy that he brings, but it's also just about figuring it out when you don't have that big crowd, I guess. Let's get to, we have some stuff in the chat going on. Let's see what's kind of happening. I was watching soccer too yesterday. Penalty kicks, yeah, crazy. Did you see the turnaround with England a couple of days ago with the the bicycle kick goal?
I saw the bicycle kick, but I didn't. I was taking out the bins when the second goal came in, so I missed that.
Yeah. That one was fun too. It was just like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like a header bounced off the ground like right into the goal. It's kind of amazing. So both goals were just, what a turnaround, like 10 minutes.
I knew it'd be Harry Kane. I knew it'd be Kane scoring the second goal. It's always Harry Kane.
It comes to save the day.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's very overhated, Kane. He's very overhated.
I've seen a lot of hate online actually about that. Yeah, for him, I've seen a lot of hate for him. I feel like there's a lot of hate for a lot of soccer players, to be fair, though.
But he is a Spurs player, so that doesn't help. With everyone just kind of collectively hates Spurs, so
okay,
I'll do it.
I don't hang around the people talking about soccer enough. I usually catch it when like the Euros are on and when World Cup is on. I don't follow it like that. I follow basketball much closer, honestly, than I do like English football, soccer. So, how are Fritz and Paul doing? Is a good question. Yeah, Fritz is playing O'Connell today, so he hasn't started. Tommy Paul won in 4 sets yesterday. I can't remember for the life of me who he played. Oh, Pedro Martinez. He beat him in 4 sets. He looked really good, even though he dropped a set.
Was it 4? I thought he was very comfortable, and then he must have dropped a set.
He randomly dropped a set. It was like a straight sets 4-set match because
that is Tommy Paul in a nutshell, right?
It literally is, and the guy loses sets for no reason early rounds at slams. Okay, so what I picked a few weird things for Wimbledon. I picked Paul to go deep here. I definitely pick him to get to the quarterfinals. I like his draw anyway with Casper in there, to be honest. I think he'll be more comfortable on grass than Casper, especially having just won in Queens. But I picked him to get to the semis, actually. I picked him to get to the semis.
Beating Alcaraz?
Beating Alcaraz is my pick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I like the way he plays aggressive and pushed him back and beat him twice in Canada. I feel like that could do well here. So that was my pick. Alcaraz, I feel like if he plays him in a final, I don't think so. But if he gets him in a quarterfinal, maybe a sneaky upset from my book. But yeah, that was my pick there. But what I will say about Paul is the guy is just loses lousy sets in early rounds of slams all the time. The guy will like. I remember Australian Open this year. I came in. I was like, Tommy Paul's an absolute like he's a dark horse for sure. And then the guy was just losing sets to like the first few players he played for no reason. Then he played a 5-setter versus Kecmanovic. He was completely out of gas. So for the 5th set there, he got bageled. I think the 5th set against Kecmanovic. So
I remember that match. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's those ones you can just catch in the morning when gets
really?
to
Yeah.
fifth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I there's something about the Australian Open I kind of like. I don't know. It's something weird about me, I guess, but I like the weird time zones and I don't
What
know.
time is it
There's
for
something
you now?
it's like 12 11 yeah, it's 15 minutes till 12.
So you kind of
Well,
you lose. You don't catch like the kind of straight set early in the day matches. You catch I guess the better matches are in like the late afternoon anyway, right?
Yeah, for sure they are. Yeah, and yeah, I guess what I mean is like it kind of adds to the memories of it if you have like a certain like if you're waking up at like if you're watching at 4 p.m. like you'll remember it, but if you're like if it's like the middle of the night and you're watching match and going crazy because Nadal is coming back against Medvedev, like you'll remember that forever, you know.
Yeah,
So there's something about that, I guess.
that was a traumatic match. I had to go for a walk after that. I just I was really hoping Medvedev was gonna win that title.
I feel it. Well, okay, so I guess I'm a bit of a what's the word? I was backing Medvedev and then I
Oh, it
kind of
looks like
changed my tune because
Shelton's wrapped up. Finally.
I changed really. Wait,
Yeah.
Shelton got the win there.
Yeah.
Served it out. But yeah, anyway, I was rooting for Medi and then Rafa had such an amazing comeback. I was like, I'll let the guy win. The guy just had COVID and came back from 7-month period and is
What was
going for
it?
the slam record.
2-3 love 40 in the third set, right?
Yeah, man. I think it's the craziest. I think it's one of the craziest comebacks in tennis history. How do you even do that? Medvedev just beat Novak on hard courts, and Rafa's like, dude, I mean, that was the ultimate statement from Rafa to be like, okay, yeah, I'm the king of clay, but I'm pretty good on hard court, even at 36. So
I knew it was going to 5 after he held that game. I knew it was going to 5.
really,
I think everyone kind of had the feeling like, oh
oh,
no.
I thought Medvedev was finishing it off in 3 sets. So I didn't know
Even
if you made
after
me.
it went to 3-0.
After once, yeah, I thought so. I thought Medvedev had it. So I guess my confidence that Medvedev was definitely going to win made me just like, man, if Rafa can pull this off, he deserves it. So I was less angry about it, I think. But
I
that
already
was
had
a
scar
crazy one.
tissue in the tournament because Shapo lost in 5 to Nadal. Like
Oh,
when
okay, sure.
Nadal was like dead in the water and Shapo couldn't make a return in the final set.
It
You have
was.
no idea.
I have idea because I with Medvedev I was less in that boat than I was with Shapo when that was happening. I couldn't believe my eyes. I really thought Shapo was going to get the upset. I was absolutely certain Shapo was going to upset Rafa, and then Rafa said after the match, "I'm absolutely destroyed right now," or something. I was like, "I'm finished."
He
I was
couldn't
like,
move.
Shapovalov.
He
He
just had a
literally
serve. He had like he had a serve and the forehand. That's all he had in the last set, and Shapo couldn't do
it's
anything.
mental of Shapo, unforced errors.
That's just
It's
when
crazy, man.
Shapo reminds you of who he really is.
Shows you his true colors.
The real
Yeah.
Shapo. The
Real
real
Shapo comes out from underneath.
yeah.
Well, the real Shapo stand up. That's funny.
I think yeah. Katie Bolter, I was saying before you joined, Katie Bolter against Tatiana Maria, former semifinalist Tatiana Maria, is definitely going to have a chance in that match, and she's up a break 4-2.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I was not even. Maria wasn't really on my radar. Is Maria good on grass?
Yes, I think I remember covering. She beat Sakari. I know Sakari on grass, but like it was a good match. It was, but
Yeah, sure.
she had a really good run to the semifinal the other year.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I had not realized that. So,
I think it was the
yeah,
year Rybakina won it. I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah, it was 2022. Yeah, damn. I had not remembered that. Beat Sakari. Who else did she beat?
I
I'm
think she
gonna.
beat Niemeyer, the other German kind of crazy. It's one of those slams. A lot of the slams are like this on the women's side, where you just got random people showing up in quarterfinals that you'll never see again, kind of thing.
You know what it is? I kind of remember that. I was very focused on Ostapenko. I'm not gonna lie. I remember watching that slam and thinking about Ostapenko because I was like, oh, this is Ostapenko's chance to have another good slam because her draw was. I mean, she had Maria's draw. It was very wide open, and then she lost 7-5 in the third. I didn't remember who her opponent was. I basically tapped out after that from that section of the draw, so I think I forgot it. But that was a golden
Big
chance for
Penko
Ostapenko.
stan, Anthony.
I like Ostapenko. I'm a fan. I'm not ashamed to say it. I like some of those players that add some spice to the game. I like Fonini as well on the men's side. Listen, they added a needed element to tennis, man. I mean, when people say stuff like tennis should be a gentleman's sport, I'm just not for it. Listen, I love good sportsmanship, but we need some of that drama too. Where's the drama? You know what I mean?
Well, the Latvians definitely have a kind of reputation in tennis, with Gulbis and Ostapenko being the best
Yeah.
male and female tennis players ever.
Dude, I forgot about Golbus until you just said. I haven't thought about him for years.
As the only time I think about him is when I do like tennis quizzes. I'm like, Ernesto
That's true.
Gulbis. He was in the top 10 one time.
Oh yeah. On like Sporkle or something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Big
Yeah, I like
big
those too.
sporkler.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't know. Golbus was cool though. I remember he beat Federer at something somewhere. Maybe Roland Garros one year, I think. Did he beat Federer? I don't remember. Anyway.
He definitely was not. I remember him not being liked by a lot of people.
Yeah, kind of like a Soderling type. Not a whole lot of
Yeah,
people like
just
Soderling back then either.
a very kind of cold to everyone on tour. To yeah, not like
Yeah.
what's the other guy's name? The guy that Andy Murray said no one likes you on the tour, Lucas Russell.
Yeah. Yeah,
These
I mean,
characters are just they're their own man. They're individual. They like what's the word? Mercenary tennis players.
I'm not gonna say this about a whole lot of players, but man, Rasul kind of got under my skin at times too. I'm not gonna lie with some of his antics. He got
Oh,
under
looks
my
like
skin a little bit.
Perikar is 6 points away from beating Korda. Korda got it to a fifth set, but Perikar 4-2, 30 love. Wow, that would be a big win
No.
for the Frenchman there. Big
Oh
upset.
man. Dude, I gotta rethink everything. You know what I mean with my favorites. I gotta rethink everything. I gotta start backing other because I keep saying like Cord is the next guy. I gotta back somebody completely different. I
Well, he
gotta say
made the
Pericard is the next
final
guy.
and semi-final lead up. You can't exactly fault anyone for thinking Korda's going to win
Yeah,
against
that's true.
David
But
Shakina or random lucky loser.
yeah, I agree.
Bolter's playing right now. Looks like Darderi's just taken out Choinsky in 5 sets. Wow. The Italian
Okay.
beating the Polish Brit.
What's the name of the player that won the Wimbledon boys junior title last year? Because I thought that was interesting because he got a wild card in. Like
Um,
7 of the wild cards were British players. I had looked into who each of them was, and I don't remember. It's hard for me to. I can't remember what the name that guy was. But
I just remember that it was I think he was the first British boy to win juniors since Liam Brody. I think that
really,
was
yeah,
when
that's crazy.
Liam Brody got his top 10 win against Rude. He was making a big deal about finally another Wimbledon winner.
Yeah, that's cool. Brody's great, man. I like his sense of humor, but Andy can't stop bullying him on Twitter, which is so funny. I mean, whenever that pops up on my feed, like Liam Brody will tweet just the most innocent thing, and Murray is like, "Well, you should have done this better," and it's like, it's so funny to see Murray bullying Brody for no reason.
Well, Brody does get him back sometimes. I think he had a recent tweet.
Really, I
I
didn't see
like
it.
the dynamic. It's the Manchester guy versus the Scot. You know, there's similar
Yeah,
humors there. I think.
that's fun.
What was the
Yeah,
guy that won last year's name? Trying to see.
Well, Murray is one. I think Murray's one of the funniest guys on tour the last 15 years. I don't know if he gets his credit, but I think Tiafoe said that a few years ago too. But Murray's just he's random. He like dressed up in like a dragon costume once, and it's just like had that photo floating around.
With the straight face, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very dry humor.
Yeah, he's one of the. I mean, you just don't get drier humor than Andy Murray. That's so I'll say. Henry Searle was his name. I thought I recognized his name from somewhere. And he's who's he playing? Marcos Giron. Not an easy draw. Giron's beating some people in this grass season. Giron's a fighter.
Rublev.
People don't give Giron the credit he deserves, I think.
I said that in my draw preview. Sean said certain players are way too unpredictable, like Kordak can't keep track. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Tennis is the worst. I understand. I guess I kind of understand why there's some angry bettors, just because tennis is so hard to predict. But I guess at some point you got to accept it and be like, listen, it's basically like playing like a 50-50 contest. I guess I'll go for this guy. And you just got to accept that you can't rely on anybody in tennis fully. Outside of like Djokovic, Federer.
You can watch like 4 to 5 tennis matches a day and be kept keeping a score and everything, and still like not even get half the draw right of Wimbledon.
Exactly, it's impossible.
There's no formula.
What are they talking about with perfect player bracket? Man, I'm trying to get 30% right. What are you talking about? Get every match right, bro. That's 127 matches, and it's not like they're fixed. Like I have to, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what the quarterfinals are going to be. I'm assuming that I get everything right up until then, and then I have to predict those two. There's no way that's even possible. That's like 10 times harder than winning the lottery.
Yeah, it feels like it a lot of the time. I think I've been doing the tennis app predictions for a few years now. I think like sometimes you can kind of strike gold on a 250 and get like all but a couple first rounds right, but basically every other time you're getting like nothing correct unless you're on demon time with like calling all the withdrawals and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Even the injured players will just show up and win.
Well, we're watching it right now with Novak, right?
Yeah. The people that walk over the last tournament will somehow win the next match of the next.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Perikar has 3 match points for 5-set win over Sebi Korda. Oh.
Yeah.
Sebi.
2 first round losses at Wimbledon in a row, you know?
No. At least he didn't say anything about being the favorite this time. And that's the match done.
Oh, no.
5.
Yeah.
It's my quarterfinalist right there.
It's my quarterfinal. Yeah, it's my first quarterfinal pick gone out of the men's event. I've already gotten 2 out of the women's. I said Zhang would get there, and I also said
first round upset. That was a big upset. I didn't watch the match. What happened there?
Yeah, so Zhang, just her serve isn't there. She was not placing it well at all. Her opponent played really well, really confident, some great backhands. She's looked way more comfortable, and she had like this mindset of like, yeah, I'm gonna win, like pretty much right when she arrived, which is when you see that, it's at least a good sign.
She had a top 10 ace record like a couple weeks ago, and now she can't find her serve. What is going on?
It's crazy. Yeah, I know exactly.
With Osaka, she had like 30 plus aces, right? I think.
Is that right? That sounds right. I saw something with Zhang and aces a while back. I don't think I actually stopped to look at what it was, but I saw something like that.
Incredible.
Yeah, and it's also just like I think on grass she goes for way too much too often. She doesn't think about what she's doing. She's like, oh, I'm on grass, I gotta hit a winner right away, and it just doesn't really work out for her.
Looks like Adam Walton. I mean, Aussie guys on grass generally have good games for it. He's up 2 sets on Coria, the younger Coria brother.
Yeah,
the one that didn't win Roland Garros. No, Coria didn't win Roland Garros either. The final one, right? Is the final session?
Is the final. Kick him while he's down, David. You know.
You forget because he was the guy that was supposed to win. He was the Prince of Clay at the time, right?
You got it. Yeah, he was supposed to win 2 or 3 Wimbledons and be the next Clay guy before Rafa would win 14 and came the next year. And he was up 2 sets love on Gaudio.
And Gaudio never made it past the 4th round other than that tournament. Like
really?
Oh my God. I think
If that's right, that's crazy. That's a good stat.
I think he had one other round of 16 at Roland Garros. Everything else,
Gotcha.
third rounds, other tournaments.
That's
Which is
crazy.
just insane that guy can win a slam. But that shows you how the clay level was not there at the time. It was not how it is now, where you've got people like you saw the semifinals. Like any one of those guys, you think a deserved Roland Garros winner.
Sure.
2004 is up for grabs for anyone. Tim Henman, have a go.
Tim Henman. Dude, if Tim Henman won Roland Garros before he won Wimbledon, that would be crazy.
I think he made a semifinal when he was like in his older days,
Oh, really?
or maybe a quarterfinal, maybe not a semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely draw some headlines too. He reached like 4 semifinals. I hate the hate that Tim Henman got though. You know.
Yeah, semifinal 2004. So yeah, he literally could have won it that year.
That's crazy, actually. Gaudio, Coria, Henman. Who's the other guy? What was the other?
David
semifinalist?
Nalbandian, the legend.
Wow.
The man
Nalbandian
himself.
would have been. I think he would have been the big favorite coming in.
The enemy of line judges.
Yeah. That's crazy, man, when that happened. Anyway, that was wild. Like I still can't believe that happened. That's like a fever dream moment.
They showed that in school. When I was in primary
Really?
school, they showed that of what not to do playing tennis.
That's the ultimate clip. What not to do? Put that with Chapo hitting the ball and accidentally hitting the umpire. But I mean, Nalbandian's was even worse. The guy's right there. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he must have thought the advertising board was just gonna be like, even if it's like concrete and it doesn't break, you're still hurting your own foot. Like, what's the goal? What's the goal there?
There's no goal. It makes no sense.
Just hit a ball into the fence. Like
anything. Just shout. Just sit down and start shouting, man. You don't have to hurt people. What like. You're going to the side of the court, and then he waits a second, then he kicks right under the line judge. Blew my mind at the time. I was like,
his leg was bleeding, right?
Yeah, knee was bleeding.
No, that's like a real line judge reaction there, not the Djokovic default stuff. That's like he was bleeding. He was in serious
he
pain.
had a proper reason to really, Shelton won. Wow, yeah, 5 sets. There you go. Come on, Katie. Yeah, Bolter doing. We'll see what Bolter can do. But she's currently in trouble against Maria, although she did get the break back, so almost a 5-4 there.
It's funny from Joe. It's so strange. How can you be in the crowd watching Katie and be streaming of David Anthony? Yeah, and Alex Demonor in the crowd. He wrapped his match up earlier, straight sets over Duckworth. So early day watching the girlfriend. Good life, eh? Good life.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a great life. Yeah. Hey, listen, I can do a QualityShot tennis stream. Have Katie watching me, and then also playing tennis at the same time playing Wimbledon. It's great. A lot of multitasking.
Ooh, I think Jacob Fernley just taking a 2 sets to love lead. He's the Scottish guy who won the Challenger. He was out of the top 500 when he won the Challenger in Nottingham the other week, trying to set up a match with Djokovic.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Iga versus Kenin predictions. Iga in 3. I feel like maybe I'm just being contrarian, but I'm gonna go Iga in 2 sets. I don't think Kenin wins a set because people thought Kenin would win a set in Australia and it was 2 sets. So I'm gonna go Iga in 2.
Well, it's whether Kenin didn't have to qualify, did she?
No, I think main entry. Yeah, main entry into because she's high ranked enough.
Because she beat Goff first round last year, but this year has been awful for Kenin. I predict her to beat people in first rounds, but then again, she does peak in slams generally.
Yeah, she does. It's definitely possible that something big happens there. I mean, we all know Swiatek isn't the most comfortable on a grass court. She lost to Elise Cornet a couple of years ago when she was on that crazy win streak. So I guess this kind of thing has happened before. If something does happen in that match, But yeah, Kennan's been too up and down. I nearly predicted Kennan to get to the year-end top 10 this year, and I'm so happy that I decided to put Zachary there instead of Kennan. Not
I
that
don't even want
Zachary's
to know
done
what I
that great,
predicted.
but
I was in
really,
Canada when I was I was Canada in the airport, and I was just making some last minute predictions on notes. I think I made some crazy decisions. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to.
okay, fair enough. Yeah,
I don't want to tee people up for the end of the year because last year people already knew about my Anisimova #5 prediction in June.
oh
So
man, yeah.
I don't want to tell anyone anything.
Yeah. No, well, I remember us doing a stream and we both had the craziest predictions for this Wimbledon and this US Open. we did a year-end stream. I had a crazy predict. I said Fritz for some reason is gonna take it. You picked Chilich for the US Open. Do you remember that?
Well,
I
the
don't know
U.S.
why.
Open is just so unpredictable, right? There's got to be
It
Chilich
is, yeah.
winning it. Surely
Yeah.
Chilich wins it.
Anyway, we'll
The
see.
U.S. Open was always my excuse just to pick people I want to win.
Sure.
I picked Kvitova the other year. I was like, it's just not happening.
I like Anisimova as well. Hopefully she picks it up. I saw Anisimova playing at Wimbledon when she beat Coco Gauff, and I thought she was going to win like 2 or 3, 4 majors. So.
Did she breadstick her in the third set? That was like a
Yes.
big kind of like wake up call. Like Anisimova is something else.
For real,
never really kicked off perfectly after that.
Yeah, her peak is like one of the highest on tour, but she can't seem to sustain that level. I mean, her backhand is incredible, but it's
Lost
just
in
not
qualifying
consistent.
to Evelise, right?
Yeah, Evelise is a tough qualifier, but I just couldn't when I saw that. It was kind of how I'm feeling with the Korda thing. And I'm not necessarily surprised. It's just like disappointed, you know. I feel passionate with like my favorite players. So when they lose, it's like, or like my favorite teams or whatever. Like when they lose, like I don't care if people look at me weird. Like when they lose, like I get sad. Like
It's mostly sadness rather than like
yeah,
just
yeah.
just
It's
sitting
not
in the pain.
exactly. It's not anger. It's just like, man, here we are again. You know, it's like, oh, another loss. There you go.
Well, it depends on I guess it depends on the player. A lot of the time it's sadness, but sometimes it's like I'm angry that they're not winning how they're supposed to be winning. Even
Yeah, that's so true too. Yeah, yeah. That's a
like when
lot
they
of
drop a set, they're not supposed to drop. I'm like, come on.
me with Sinner yesterday against Hanfman. I was like, if you Sinner, bro, if you don't start picking it up and stop clowning around here, then I'm just gonna freaking I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so.
The screen's getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Looks like Bolter's got back on serve. 4-5, 30 all.
Yeah, I'm watching that score now, and yeah, let me pull up some matches that are going on.
Got a crazy slice, Tatiana Maria. She'll play the slice, but she doesn't even need to. And a lot of the time, I feel like when she's not playing her best, the slice just sits up. But when she's having a good day, and it's like a killer low slice, that's why she makes the semis Wimbledon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Day by day kind of thing.
What do you think of the Berrettini Sinner matchup? Because that's one thing that Berrettini does better on grass is that he can slice over his backhand. But I'm so worried that Sinner is going to be able to attack his backhand pretty easily and hurt Berrettini in that way. And I'm also I think Sinner might be more confident at this stage, but I think Berrettini could be a problem. I could foresee it potentially being a problem, especially if Jannik plays the way he played the third set in the first round. But I'm predicting Jannik go through, but I think that could be tough.
It was very weird looking at when I was making my predictions in the bracket. They've only played once in Canada, like last year. Like that's so bizarre. Whenever you see a lot of the women's players as well, they'll be the same age, 27, and have never played before. It's like
it's so weird. I commentated that match. I always look up the head-to-heads before I do a match. And I looked up the head-to-head and saw 0-0 before I did their match in Canada. I was like, well, that's a mistake. It's like, you know what I mean?
No way. I think
crazy.
There's got to be matches in like exhibitions and things that are kind of in the back of your head, right?
Yeah, and probably like practice matches, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you mean, but yeah, like just them practicing against each other and knowing the ins and outs of each other's game, and times they've played practice matches and practice sets, you know. But in terms of playing competitive ATP matches, um, yeah, it's
Bizarre.
yeah. Rublev Alcaraz didn't play a single time until the ATP finals last year, which I thought was bizarre as well. But finally, they
Yeah,
played against
how
each
does that
other.
even? It's got to be just draw mathematical like anomalies that these matchups don't happen because
Yeah, yeah.
when they're both top 8 players, like it's crazy that they only play once in a year.
Yeah, yeah. I can name two other. I can name two head-to-heads that never happened. Murray and Jack Sock never played, and Murray and Carreno Busta never played each other.
That's weird, I guess. But Carreño Busta, he kind of he kind of came to the fore more strongly as a player, like when Andy Murray had surgery. So I can kind of understand that. But Murray Jack Sock is it's a bit weird because when Jack Sock was in his kind of heyday back in like 2014, where it's like Jack Sock, he's got the forehand, he can beat people.
Yeah,
That's when Andy Murray was peaking. That's when he was winning 1000s for fun.
yeah. Well, I think Jack Sock peaked a little bit more, maybe like 2017, 2018.
Oh,
But he
yes,
was
yeah, that was
around.
his
He was
career
around
high.
then. Yeah, I think he won Paris in like 2017. So that was like the height of his career. He was around 2014 though, so you would have thought they would have played at some point.
And there's the famous match with Dimitrov with like the back-to-back
Yeah.
tweeners, right? For
Yeah,
Dimitrov.
for sure. Behind the back and yeah, that's awesome. Jack Sock hit the final shot of Federer's career as well at the forehand. He's got some stuff to be. He's got some memories.
Oh, I still remember when the comments on the match of the doubles match of the Laver Cup. People were so angry at TFO and Jack Sock for playing doubles. Like,
I know. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, what a disrespect. Okay, I mean, I don't want to rant, but okay. So okay, the one of the greatest players of all time to ever play any sport, or particularly tennis, is retiring. You want them to not try and not be competitive? What a disrespectful thing that would be to Roger.
it's supposed to be an echo of the Ryder Cup in golf, where it's taken seriously in golf. They want to
Yeah,
set a precedent of it being taken seriously. That's the way I see
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. I couldn't agree more. Because what's the point? What's the point of even playing it? You have the top players in the world. Where we're just gonna just kind of just folly around and just not try.
Yeah,
Makes no sense.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And they had their moment. There was like a whole long ceremony. Like people were crying. There can still be a moment after people win a match. People can play tennis competitively, and then there can be the ceremony.
Yeah. I mean, I hate the fact that Federer had match point and then lost that match, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I like if it went 8-8 and then Tiafoe and Sock went 10-8, then I would have been fine. But the fact that Federer had a match point still, like on his last match, like freaking come on. You know what
It
I
is
mean? Like,
doubles though. It is doubles.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, what was the last match of his career? Is it Hurkacz or was it the? I saw it on the 3 podcast with Gil Gross and Amy Lundy, and that they were talking about what was the last match of his career, the Wimbledon singles match or that one, and it's a good question. I feel like Laver Cup was more of a goodbye. Hurkacz was probably technically his last match, which I think is it's a fine last match. I mean, he did obviously it was a heartbreaker. I mean, it was probably the worst match he played in his career just because of circumstances, but the fact that it was a quarterfinal of a slam at almost
Yeah,
40 years old, I felt like at his favorite slam, like it could, I mean, let's be honest, it could have been worse. Like if he lost first round at like the French, that would have been worse. So
yeah.
I see
Better.
the silver lining with it.
A lot of like not Mart. Well, a lot of top players have had worse ends to their career. Like think of
Fact.
Delpo. Even like Delpo had at least he had a match, but it was coming off of like years of inactivity, and he had to retire in Argentina. I mean,
Don't even
getting
get
to
me
a
started on
quarterfinal of the
Delpo.
Grand Slam is just like
Dude,
that's a pretty good farewell
I agree.
to professional
That
tennis.
Del Bonis drop shotting Del Potro in his last match at the last stages. I was like, I couldn't, I just I don't know,
Oh.
man. It was a hit to me, and so
Yeah,
I couldn't
Delbonis
handle it.
was brutal that match.
It was
Did some ball
brutal.
toss as well. It's just all adds to like, why you? Couldn't it be anyone else?
Dude, yeah. Just the impossibly high ball toss like Sharapova, like on the
I
women's
think
side.
I covered that match on a different channel. That was like I was trying to defend Delbonis, but I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're like on one hand, you're like, oh, he's just trying to play.
It's
On the other
it
hand,
is an
it's
actual match, but
like, dude, you can. I don't know. It's hard to reason that, but
well,
it's funny.
Kalinskaya trying to get double break over Udvardy. That would be good for
Yeah, I saw that.
Kalinskaya.
Yeah, a strong run to a Grand Slam tournament is always like one of the best. I mean, I guess it's obvious, but even if you're playing an opponent that isn't that well known, if you have a dominant first round at a major, always one of the very best signs that you could go deep and win 4 or 5 matches at the tournament. If you do so well over a top level opponent in a first round, and everybody in the tournament's top level at least, that's a good sign that you're so far ahead of that person that you can at least compete well with the other players that you're going to play, and that's a good sign of going deep, in my
It's
opinion.
a good sign, but it depends. I'd rather have a kind of medium to average level, just steadily winning straight sets through 4 rounds than like double bagel then a 3-setter. I think there
Oh,
can be
sure.
sometimes there can be kind of, oh, that match was too good. What are we supposed to do now? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and
How can
the
we top
next,
that last performance? Kind of thing.
yeah, and also does that prepare me for playing my next opponent, who's the number 20 seed or something like? So I guess it depends a little bit. Yeah, that's true.
You're not betting. It's so often with Swiatek because she beats people so comfortably. She's not even like betted into the tournament in terms of doesn't have any kind of blood on her hands in terms of a 3-setter or a tough tiebreak or anything. She
Yeah,
just straight sets, and then all of a sudden she's playing Rybakina in a quarterfinal, and then she's screwed. So
yeah, that's true as well.
it's the punishment of being too good.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
I guess
I'll
that's why
take it.
doubles helps, right? Doubles gives you some kind of more match play, keep you match
Yeah,
fit.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially out. I mean, at Wimbledon, I think is it best 2 of 3 now doubles? It was best 3 of 5 for a while. I think they
Yeah, it
switched it
was
to two
best
of
of
three.
five.
Yeah. So when it was best of 5, maybe it could tire you out. Now, especially, I feel like we should have a lot of people playing doubles too. I feel like it's a good, especially at Wimbledon, obviously, where like the net game and stuff comes so much in handy and the touch and stuff, and working the points in that way. That I feel like we should have a lot of people uh playing doubles.
Yeah, I think especially on the women's side is like people like Golf Pagula can, because they're both best of 3, they can kind of juggle them both in slams. For men, it, I think it is sometimes a bit more of a question mark whether it's helpful fitness wise, but depending how dominant you are in singles, I guess it can help you or hinder you, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it kind of depends, I guess. But
Looking like a
I
tiebreak,
think it'd be
Bolter
good.
Maria. That'd be good.
I mean, Rublev's in a 4th set breaker.
Gosh, he's got to win it, right? Win it to stay in the
Yeah,
tournament.
he
Wow.
played well last year. Took a set off Djokovic, had that epic match against Bublik. That was one of the best matches
That
of the
point
year, in
gets
my opinion.
replayed. That's viral. That's like
Dude, that's my
everywhere
favorite. That's my favorite tennis point of all time. I'm not even gonna lie.
of all
I mean,
time. Surely.
I'm one for hyperbole, but I'm just saying the I've never seen. I will say this. Okay, I don't know if it's my favorite point of all time. That's a bit pushing it.
Hmm.
I will say this. It stands out to me more than a lot of other points because I
Yeah,
don't know another tennis point like it. The way that it unfolded with Rublev hitting a winner even before like I don't even know how to describe it. Like Bublik thought he hit a winner, and then Rublev hit this ridiculous defensive shot that was a winner, just because Bublik was sure his shot was a winner. Just
he
the
was
fact that
falling over, leaning back, kind of
yeah,
forehand get thing.
Yeah, that athletic move that he made, and just he wasn't even looking at the ball, just a squash shot. Like, but the ball was coming with so much pace. It was a miracle that he even met the ball in the way that he did, and that the athleticism to get around it and just like slice it, and it just landed with so much. It was so quick. It was like 1 second. Bublik hit this extended grunt backhand, and then Rublev just a forehand squash shot. And I don't know. I love the crowd being like, "Oh my God, Bublik just hit the shot of the day." And then Rublev somehow got it. And
There's a second roar of the crowd with the second roar of Rublev, right?
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God. And then they get quiet a little bit because they're like, wait, what's going on? And then they jump up again. Dude, you'd only get that in tennis. It's like the silence and then the big, which is why I kind of like the idea of there still being some silence in tennis if we can handle it. But I mean, whatever. It's not my strongest opinion. I know some people want talking all the time like Tiafa and Pagula, but anyway, that's my thought. I do like the silence than the roar than the silence.
Yeah, it's a hallmark of tennis, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's always been there.
The slight noise sometimes when the crowd gets excited. That's like, if the crowd was just loud the whole time, then where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. So my thing is, let's do like a tightrope walk of making tennis, the most exciting sports, kind of in a football fashion to fans. I think that that's a good thing, but I think that we can do that while keeping tennis, and I think that tennis thrives with that when we have that kind of. Because listen, there's nothing like Djokovic and Rafa playing at the U.S. Open and the crowd freaking out when in the middle of like a 20-shot rally where they're both hitting crazy shots. Like you don't get that with other sports. And I think we need to keep that where it's just quiet and then they freak out.
It's just the U.S. Open, right?
we're so loud. Americans are so loud.
It's just you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'll take that. We're very loud.
I thought for a second that the Scottish guy was taken to 2 sets all because the Tennis 24 website's so weird because it has the games on the left and the sets on the right. I was so scared for a second, but it is the third set.
Weird. I mean, I guess it's good they distinguish it in red, but like, what is this layout? I agree, it confuses me as well.
And Rublev down to mini break.
Frickin' Rublev, that would be the biggest upset of the tournament so far, by far.
I've never even heard of Komasan. Not to be uncultured here, but I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I've seen his name. I haven't seen him play before, though.
What is even going on? I mean, Rublev has had like such a weird year after Dubai, right? Dubai,
yeah,
and he's lost most of his matches
incident.
except for Madrid when he won it.
Yeah.
So Komasanya as a thing over his end.
Unusual for a South American player, honestly, to get an upset as big as this on a grass court at Wimbledon.
It's his first Grand Slam match. Are you kidding me, Rublev? No, this has got to stop. This has got to be finished here. This is.
That's unusual. Okay, yeah. So big challenge.
Normalcy in the draw, please. Oh gosh, that's
wild.
I'm just hoping Rublev I hope he has. I don't think he's playing Olympics, right?
No. Yeah, I don't think so.
If he has 3 weeks, a month off, just to kind of relax, if he loses the tiebreak, of course, he might not lose the tiebreak still. Just done fought. It's just a mini break.
Rublev might need to do more than relax. I don't know. Like there's some issues there. I don't know. I hope he figures it out. Whatever, and for himself, and also to find better ways to win, because he's not going to win if he's in a mindset like he's been in. He's
like a tortured soul. It's not even. It's not funny. It's just sad watching him.
I agree.
Beat himself up.
Yeah.
Literally, and like the way he talks to himself is just. It's not going to help.
It's the worst of it. Is the self-harm, which is bad. That goes out from so. Komasan just hit that out. It's 5-4 for Komasan. He's about to serve for the match.
Wow.
It's Wild.
This is crazy. I mean, how is he keeping it together? Is Rublev giving him points? Have you been keeping a close eye on this?
No, I haven't honestly. I'm only just starting to really focus on it.
This is, I mean, if it's my first Grand Slam match and I'm playing Rublev, like even in the kind of state that Rublev's in, I'm nervous as hell. It's like what?
No, I'll tell you who Komosana is. Everybody's Komosana is like, I just looked at him. He's like 23 years old. The guy's like a next gen. He's like the guy who's gonna come out of nowhere and start winning everything. Like some guy like this. Like some guy's just gonna start coming out of nowhere and win everything. Everyone's focused on Sinner Alcaraz. It's like Roger and Rafa. Suddenly Novak is gonna come out of nowhere and start winning everything.
Well,
You
late
know what I mean?
bloomers are everywhere in all sports. We're gonna have people that are like
Yeah.
23, 24, all of a sudden just win matches on tour.
29 Wawrinka.
He's never won a tour match. This could be his first tour win, and it's against Rublev. This is not even like
That's crazy. I must have seen his name in like challengers because I do follow challengers a bit. But yeah, that's absolutely wild.
he played Cordoba as a wild card, and Santiago as a wild card, and
He's got match point.
That's it this year. This would be one of the biggest upsets in
Recent
Wimbledon history, surely.
Yeah.
He was on no one's radar before this match. Nobody's
Absolutely.
radar.
No, everybody picked Rublev. That's in the net. He did.
Has he finished it?
Wow. He just got the win.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
What has gone on with Rublev there?
I am shocked, honestly.
First ever tour win. First ever Grand Slam match.
Comes against the
beats Rublev.
Guy who just won a Masters like a month ago, 2 months ago.
And has he even played on grass before? Probably barely even in juniors. Like a lot of these South American guys don't even play juniors. So
that's unbelievable. If he has this confidence in this first round, I kind of think he might be a
dark horse.
I don't know who he plays at. Dark horse, yeah. I don't know who he plays.
Adam Walton second round, and that he could make a third round appearance.
Absolutely.
I think Adam Walton, well, he's not won yet, but serving 3-4 in the third set.
Walton's surely more experienced on grass, I'm sure, but we'll see.
And not by much. I mean, you hear Walton, you think of the show more than the Australian tennis player.
Homecoming or whatever. What is it called? The Waltons?
The Waltons, John Boy.
The Waltons, yeah. I was in a stage show actually based on the Waltons called the Homecoming. That was like a decade ago.
Cool. Who did you play? Were you Mary Ellen or?
No, I was this character called Birdsong. I don't know if he's on the show, but
original character.
The original character in the show. Yeah. I did a bit of theater back in the day.
Original Walton sibling.
We're getting Anthony Lore on the line. That's
Walton,
crazy.
To be fair to him, has like made a few challenger finals this year. Not to be taken lightly.
I agree. Yeah, challenger finals are definitely it means some. Good for his confidence. We're getting a lot of 5-set matches, by the way. This is still first round. We're getting a lot of five. Let me just do some. Let me count this up real quick. How many 5-setters we've had?
I think yesterday there was at least 3 from 2 sets to love down. I think even 4.
That's crazy.
Was there 4? Oh my gosh! I mean, people are either going to be exhausted or just they're all going to recover fine. I mean, everyone's going to 5, so
better than if it was at Roland Garros, I guess, like physically. But there have been 11 so far.
Yeah, good night, John Boy. It's classic. I think it's from the 70s. I don't know why. I think we have American friends in Scotland, so we watched a bit of the Waltons growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bolton Marias 5-0 in that tiebreak.
All right, let me pull that up.
Bolter won Nottingham, right? Beating
Yeah,
was it Pliskova in the final?
I can't remember the final, but yeah, she won Nottingham the same week that Demonor won in was it Stuttgart or Stuttgart Hagenbosch? One of those
Rosmalen.
two.
I think Rosmalen.
Oh, what that was it? Okay. So and that was the second time this year that they both won titles in the same week. So Bolter's won 2 titles this year. Bolter just needs Demonor to win that same week, and then she'll pick up
Wimbledon
the
is where they collide, right?
Yeah,
They're both
probably.
here.
Yeah.
I think Bolter does have a problem with getting past third rounds. I think at Grand Slams. So
She's got
I think
Pagula in the third round, so that would be tough.
yeah, it's not good.
No, Pagula is one of the most informed players. I mean, she wasn't all year until
Yeah,
it's not
just a
great.
lot of injuries, changing coach, but she's finally she's found her moment.
What if Pagula just wins the whole tournament? It could happen. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
so
I
many.
mean, I like the second round match. She's playing Xinyu Wang. I've supported her since the Roland Garros doubles the other year, where she was
Oh,
playing
absolutely.
with playing with Shea. I was really hoping they were gonna win. I think they did
Yeah,
win.
for sure.
They did win.
Yeah, they did in the end. Or I think she won in mixed doubles. I think.
Were they playing Layla and Taylor Townsend maybe in the final?
It could have been. I'm not sure, honestly.
Bolter, I mean, the thing is with Bolter's draw, it's just awful. It's just an awful draw, especially if
Yeah.
she's got Jabeur and Svitolina, people like that coming through the fourth round. Tasha Maria, former Wimbledon semifinalist, dart. She hates playing dart because they hate each other. Pagula,
Yeah.
third round. Like this is a
Jabeur
killer,
fourth.
nasty draw. Rybakina
This
quarterfinal.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Quarter 2 is absolute just death, man. If you don't want to be in quarter 2, it's crazy. I feel like so many of the top informed players are in quarter 4.
You earn
Like
that
you even
round
got
three.
Kalinskaya. Yeah, got Rybakina. But Boskova is pretty good, by the way, as well. Or
Kalinskaya,
Boskova.
I was shocked. She's never made it past the first round of Wimbledon, and despite not winning, making the final in Berlin, like surely this is
That's
her year where she's
that's
gonna
wild,
she's got to
dude.
make past first round this year.
That's unusual. Wow. Actually, speaking of Kalinskaya and her slam record, she played in 13 slam events before she made it to the third round.
It's not
That's
great
unusual. No.
considering
She
how
lost in
like
qualifying a lot too.
she looks so naturally gifted. That's like
Yeah,
it's a shocking stat to hear. It's like surely she'd
yeah,
get some kind of easy draw at some point, but
surely, yeah.
being unseeded sometimes can you just it's all luck of the draw if you're unseeded.
Yeah.
Get anyone. Like Osaka got Swiatek second round. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
exactly. Yeah.
you can't make allowances for that. It's just what happens.
Yeah, Vekic the last few years has lost to only very, very good players at Wimbledon. She's never been past, I think, the second round, third round, but she's lost to, I can't remember exactly who for some reason, but I think it was to Pliskova one year. I think another year she lost to maybe Serena or something. Like she's only losing to like top players. So I picked her to go deep here despite her not ever having a deep result, just because I was looking at her draws and I was like, she's been unlucky, honestly.
I think with Vekic, it's difficult. Like trying to find out what her peak level is because she'll beat Sabalenka with a bagel in was it Dubai, but then she won't
Yeah,
do anything for the next few tournaments. Then she'll make a final, but then lose the final, and then she'll have an
sure.
open draw and a slam, and she won't take advantage. So it's hard to kind of. She's got
Yeah.
so much, but then she gives so little at the big moments a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's hard to follow players like that. I am fans of too many players who are like that. Let me just put it that way.
The inconsistent players that peak at one moment and then can't follow up is the That's a lot of tennis fans just gravitate towards those players.
Yeah, the underdogs, I guess, or just I don't know, players who are so talented but can't figure it out. Like talk about Alexander Bublik. The guy wins a tournament, then loses first round every time. The next tournament, doesn't matter what. It's almost like it's a running gag. Like he'll win a tournament, it'll be awesome. Everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be in the top 10. He's one of the most talented guys on tour. He like posts his regular like Instagram caption, whatever. And then he'll lose in the first round to like like he 3 or whatever. Then he'll lose in the next round to like somebody you've barely heard of.
Yeah, this is Bublik heritage.
I love those players, man. We need them. Bublik, Kyrgios, Fonini. Like we need those kind of players to keep tennis. Gulbis would be in there too, honestly. That's a good shout with Gulbis because he was like that.
Looks like Rublev's handshake wasn't too bad. I'm looking back at the.
Yeah.
I've got the BBC on in the background.
He was very accepting of his loss right away. Like he did his usual kind of celebration, point to the sky, and just kind of walked to the net, gave a good handshake.
If it wasn't Wimbledon grass, though, the racket is getting pummeled. That's
yeah, absolutely.
You'd get fined like $1 million if it was because it's Wimbledon, but
yeah. Just decides not to.
Oh,
I can't.
Sybov Vilch beat Paul Jubb. Paul Jubb made the semifinals Mallorca on grass. Yeah, that
Vilch. Wait, Vilch just beat. Wow.
5-setter there. Wow.
Wow, that is
Paul Jubb. I think he played Kyrgios the other year when Kyrgios made the final as well.
Yeah, Jubb. A lot of people have been expecting some good things from Jubb, but I don't know. Say about the Wheelch is he's a talented player.
He's got a weird name, hasn't he? Paul Jubb. There's a name that sticks in the head.
I thought you were talking about Seboth Wheelch. I can barely pronounce his name. They both have weird names. I keep wanting to say Wild.
It is a wild victory, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Bolter's taking the tie break. That's good for her. A tight match against Tatiana Maria. She's got to kind of find those, especially the slice serve on the grass. Tatiana Maria just always, she can really make it difficult, make it awkward. So it's a tough opponent first round.
If I ask you how far Swiatek goes this tournament, what would you say? Which round?
Ooh, well, the thing is that I always I try and make my Wimbledon draws fully researched everything, but then I kind of give up and go off of kind of vibes and memories after the first third of the first rounds, you know?
Vibes, bias, memories, favorites.
Yeah. So I kind of have Swiatek winning it.
Really? Okay. No, it's actually not a bad pick. I'm not gonna lie. I have Swiatek making a semis and pushing Rybakina to 3-setter in the semis.
I know her draw is awkward, but I just have a feeling. I have a feeling this could be the moment.
Yeah, it's awkward, but with Vondrousova out, at least it looks a little bit more doable now too. Vondrousova, she could have been Vondrousova too. I actually had her beating Vondrousova. But
what was that Vondrousova performance in the Roland Garros? I mean, that was like a shock to the system. And you can see I forgot that she even made the quarterfinals because she got so obliterated. Like, I don't even know what happened that match. Was it 6-1?
That was outrageous.
Quickest ever quarterfinal, I think.
Yeah, and it was right after Swiatek got the quickest ever fourth round or whatever as well.
I just don't understand how you can make it to the quarterfinals and then have I know it's Swiatek, but you've got to stand up with your serve and your variety, especially. She has variety to make it awkward for Swiatek. We just couldn't get anywhere somehow.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. People talk about how she was a very weird Wimbledon champion last year, but I would point out, like, if you watch her match against Svitolina in the semifinals, I remember commentating that match. She was playing like amazingly good. In the final, she just didn't really have to do anything. I hope Ons makes another final because
3 finals in a row, losing them would hurt even more though. But I guess you got
4 finals even.
But at Wimbledon, 3 finals in a row.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Who's she got to? I mean, the thing is with Ons Jabeur, it's mentally, what does she want in a final? Like, what circumstance does she want to have the chance to win it? Because She's
exactly. Yeah.
came in against Vondrousova unseeded, Rybakina a low seed, right? Like I don't get it if it's just a mental block that she just
Definitely mental. I would say she her wins against Rybakina and Sabalenka back to back could have tired her out a little bit for that final, but
was it 2-3 setters.
oh, it was crazy. Those were two of the craziest matches I thought of the whole year back to back. Yeah, she came back from a set down in both of those. The Sabalenka one, the semis in particular, was absolutely crazy. But the Rybakina one, I thought she had to play just her absolute 100% to beat Rybakina. I still think it's the best I've ever seen Jabeur play. Gave her a breadstick in the third set. Just bringing all of the shots, running all over the court, hitting great passing shots, drop shots, great athleticism all over. And against Sabalenka, just a remarkable comeback. She was down a set in 4-1 and then managed to come back there. And I think people underrate that aspect when talking about last year's final. And probably the fact that it took so much out of her mentally to beat those two players and then to get into the final that you're the big favorite. And then let's say she was a little bit tired from those couple matches and from the other 4 matches she played, then you could kind of understand if all of that got a little bit to her, especially since she's mentioned that she was a little bit thinking about the fact that if she wins Wimbledon, she's going to have a kid. And if you add that element in and that added pressure, then it kind of starts piecing together why what happened. But all that being said, also Vondrousova plays very differently from both Sabalenka and Rybakina. But all that being said, it would be disappointing to lose 3 in a row, especially, and I don't know what circumstance she wants, but not ideal those quarterfinals and semifinals, but the final is the best one she's going to get against Vondrousova last year. So
Yeah, it is the
I
best.
don't know.
It's the best. Maybe I was thinking she just needs to get into a final playing against like a Rybakina now. Maybe that would just kind of free her up. If she has nothing to lose,
Yeah.
well, but the thing is, she always has something to lose because she takes on the pressure of like North Africa and Tunisia and all the Minister of
Yeah.
Happiness. She kind of takes on that responsibility when a lot of other people would just kind of uh, find a way to compartmentalize. I don't think Jabeur has that compartmentalization kind of quality.
I like your point though. Maybe she needs like a really tough final now. Maybe she wasn't ready in 2022. Maybe she needs a really tough final now and to have that kind of a challenge at the end to really focus on, and then maybe she can get it done.
And
That's
that was
actually
it might have been like one of her best final, the one against Swiatek at the US Open. Even though it's a straight set, she took Swiatek to a tiebreak, and at that point, Swiatek was not losing finals, not even losing sets in finals. Like she pushed it close because she didn't have much to lose. It was kind of
yeah.
she felt more free in my eyes.
A little bit, yeah. I still think it was not her best, but I do think that it was better. So yeah, maybe she just needs like I don't know. What's her draw? So she would have Swiatek in the semis. So if she has like Coco in the final, I could imagine her beating Coco in the final, maybe.
The thing is with how Coco's changed mentally, I think Coco would be better suited to win that match. I'd have to look at the head
Yeah,
to head. I'd have to look at
yeah.
the
I know
everything.
Faison chose Ons over Goff in the final.
Yeah, for sure. Was that his prediction?
It was his
On
prediction, yeah.
On's
Ons
golf
over
final. I
Coco.
mean,
Yeah.
Ons has had such a weird season, right?
Yeah,
She's
she has.
still negative wins to losses, or not quite anymore.
Yeah, I think she's picked it up. She did really well on clay, quarterfinals of RG, and a few good results on grass, a few good wins. She's done better. I still not to the point where I would pick her to win the tournament, but if she, but listen, she wasn't doing that well last year actually before Wimbledon, so I'm not gonna say anything. She could always pick it up here, so I hope to see that. I honestly just would rather. I want nothing more than see Ons pick up a title here. It would be amazing to see that because it's the ultimate like story of she deserves a major, and she the trials and tribulations she's gone through to get here.
Well, I think you only deserve a major if you win the final. That's my mindset.
Yeah, no, it's brutal, but it's right. Yeah,
Because people, if Delpo didn't win against Federer in 2009, everyone be saying deserves a major for coming back strongly every time, but then I think you only deserve a major if you it's just if you become a champion, that's when you are a champion.
Yeah,
My
no,
my my, my view
that's
on
for
it.
sure.
Um, Feast has taken a 2-set lead over Stricker. That's a good start for Feast considering
That's great.
Stricker's grass attributes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it kind of plays a little bit like Roger, which kind of makes sense. He's the lefty, but he kind of has a little bit of that in him. He kind of reminds me of Roger, and I don't say that for every Swiss player, but he does a little bit.
He's
He's
kind
a
of
all court player.
I think he was playing the same next gen finals as like was it Nakashima and Draper, same time as them.
Yeah, I think so. With Nakashima, I remember.
I
Yeah,
think Arnaldi was there as well. That's when you kind of first heard of Arnaldi. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, I
I
think
I
so.
rem- I think Stricker's game was kind of similar to, in my head anyway, to Jack Draper in some ways with the lefty and the flat backhand. But
Yeah,
it's definitely not been easy injury wise for both of them. Stricker's come back off like a year off for a long time.
yeah, he's had different struggles. Yeah, the Stricker Draper comparison is interesting. I hope Stricker gets to that level. I mean, Draper should be a top 10 player at some point. Stricker, we'll see what his ceiling is, but Kennen, by the way, serving at advantage here at 2-5 against
Oh,
Swiatek.
I didn't know that match has started.
Oh yeah, Swiatek. Yeah, you goes on. Yeah, I think I
Tell me to scroll down next time. I missed it completely.
I think I mentioned it right when it started up. I don't know if you heard, but yeah,
Oh, and
there's
Ostapenko's. I've missed everything. Oh
yeah,
gosh,
there's a lot going on. David, you gotta catch up.
it's just so long between the men's and the women's matches, and there's all these matches later, and you just get distracted in
Oh yeah.
the future.
Tsitsipas is in a tiebreak as well.
Is that
Novak got
against
the win in three. Taro Daniel.
Tara Daniel's
Daniel,
always interesting. He's always interesting to watch.
I in a Taro Daniel match, anything could it could be any result. He could lose he lost 6-0, 6-1 the other day to somebody I thought he had no right losing to 6-0, 6-1. But then he beat Djokovic at Indian Wells one time. He beat Bagel Zverev last year. You know what I mean? I've no idea. He lost to Batista Agut 6-1, 6-0 Mallorca, and now he's pushing Tsitsipas to a tiebreaker.
I think he has the level where he can find a couple tight sets to compete with like anyone. Like he's
Yeah.
that kind of guy that will I have in my head kind of when Djokovic plays someone, it's either there's some people that he just kind of beats 2s and 3s, right? But then there's some
Yeah.
people that, oh, this could be a tight set. If Djokovic is not on his game, he could drop a set here easily. Taro Daniel's that kind of opponent where I don't think he beats many big players, but he definitely makes it more difficult than they'd want.
Fucsovic.
Doesn't have it all. Fucsovic as well, definitely.
Yeah, those kind of guys. I mean, Humbert is now kind of a top player, but for a long time he was like that kind of guy. You just don't really want to play him because he's going to make it tight. And yeah, Ostapenko is destroying Tomljanovic.
Yeah, is it 5-1 in the second set?
Let's go.
What's going there? What's going on there?
Let's go.
Let me switch to the handshake for that. I think was it the Australian Open where they hugged at the net. That was like the most heartfelt handshake I've ever seen Ostapenko.
They were smiling at each other. It was like a slow motion moment, at the end of the movie. Just everything turns out well, like the good ending.
Were they gonna? I thought they were gonna slow dance for a second or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was capable of that kind of affection, Ostapenko. I thought she was just cold-hearted, death on the mind.
Capable is crazy. I didn't know she was capable of.
Well, you see how she just I guess it's the Eastern European kind of like constant frown, right? The scowl.
No, yeah, I mean, also Ostapenko she can be a bit dramatic on the court as well for sure. But I mean, listen, I still think some of these personalities aren't bad for tennis.
Oh yeah, there's not bad for tennis, not at all. She can beat anyone on her day as well. Swiatek's taking the first set over Kenin, 6-3. She beat Kenin first round of Aussie Open as well.
Yeah, close
I don't
first set
know if it
there.
was gonna be 3 sets. I don't know.
Yeah, I said Egan too. Kenin also on grass. I mean, what's her record on grass? I know
She beat
she.
golf last year, but she doesn't really do great generally.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that golf loss, which was really weird.
I covered
But
that one. I think that was like a
really,
really entertaining match. Golf, both players were just going the whole time. A 3-set match. It was just like you couldn't feel bad for. I mean, you're just happy for everyone competing there.
that's
At least
awesome.
I
Yeah,
was.
those are the best ones where it's just like, dude, how awesome is it that both these guys are playing this well? It's like whoever. It's like, I mean, on a different level, but it's like the 2012 Australian Open final where it's like, dude, whoever wins this is like, I don't care. Like, it's not. This isn't like a match that you should be super sad if you lose. Obviously, you will
Yeah,
be, but like
it's going blow
both
for
players
blow,
deserve it.
right?
Yeah, Sinner Alcaraz in the U.S. Open a couple years ago is like Yannick didn't really deserve to lose, but somebody had to. So
We gotta go through the chat at some point. We've kind of.
yeah, it's true. Deserted this guy. You're right.
David literally looks like a junior professor who's going to teach some maths to us. Yeah, I don't normally have the glasses on, but I have the the Wimbledon in the background on the TV, and I can't see the scoreline of it on my glasses.
Bondi
I
is a perfect matchup for Ego.
think he's being sarcastic.
Fair enough. Yeah, Alcaraz has different levels, but can't wait until the Sinner v Alki semi. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see if we get it, Joe. Hopefully.
I think
hope for that.
Samsonova's just about to win against Masarova in 3 sets. Surprised they got to 3 sets, but good Samsonova's going to take it out 6-2 in the third, I think.
Good. I mean, Samsonova, she's one of my favorite players, to be honest. She's so insanely talented. And I really just enjoy watching her play.
I was one of the
And
very few not hoping for downfall in the final of Ross Malin. Everyone's
yeah,
Andreescu. I like Andreescu, but Samsonova hadn't won a title for years as well. So
yeah, absolutely. And she's been struggling ever since the Beijing final last year. She lost to Anisimova like pretty easily earlier this year. I've been waiting for. By the way, look at Iga. I don't know if you're seeing this, but Iga is just practicing her serves between these sets. Like Iga is just. That's a good mindset. I think Iga's here for this Wimbledon. Like
is Kenin off court then, or
I think Kenin's off court, but it hasn't been that long of a break. But Iga is just still like just going at it. It's a strong mindset Iga has. Only a few players are like just constantly, just always, or just like always on it. Like not even constant.
when Iga's serve finds a different level, then the whole tour is just screwed, right? We all agree on that.
Yeah, I agree.
With grass especially, like if Iga can compete on grass, she can compete on all 4 slams. Then we're all dead.
I mean, Yelena at her best, just because the matchup is so good against Iga, I think is the one person who I would say at this point can at least stand a candle playing Iga, even when Iga's
It's
on.
Rybakina and Ostapenko are the two kind of beacons of.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's the hate watch potential for people. Those are the matches you want to watch.
Yeah, and really only because at least for Ostapenko, because they have a good matchup against her. But
it's a mental thing at this point as well.
Oh, for sure.
Iga just gets rattled. Was the match at the U.S. Open? I think she was just out of it, right?
I completely agree. She just looked like she's zoned out. She was like, "Oh, it's Ostapenko on the other side. Like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore." That was a strange loss, honestly. Ostapenko played great, but it was weird.
I think I said attributes, and then Katie said, "Do you mean grass tributes?" That's one of the worst ones I've heard today.
That's the best comment of the night. I don't even care. Shout out to Katie in the chat. Grass tributes, all of it.
Half rhyme.
Right. Ego's playing. Yep. Samsonova will be a big test for Rybakina. Yeah, I hope so. I hope Snow Hill.
If
People are out there.
Samsonova comes through, it's all about some. I guess both of them, right? Because Rybakina, the best of times, can just give a walkover to someone and then she's out.
Yeah, for sure. People are absolutely crazy thinking Iga wants Olympics, doesn't really care about Wimby just because she didn't play a warm-up event. She played 4 weeks back to back. Yeah, I mean I agree. I think that she's looking at this Wimbledon as an opportunity, especially Sabalenka out and the way things are looking. Rybakina had question marks coming in. I think Swiatek wants.
Wow.
I think Swiatek, whether she's going to be able to do it or not, I think Swiatek is looking to win this whole tournament.
Whether she wants to do it or not.
Is that what I said? Yeah. I meant whether she's able to do it or not. Whether she wants to win Wimbledon or not. It's out of her hands. That's not what I meant to say. Whether she wants to or not. It's gonna happen.
Oh, Jacob Fernley tiebreak to winning straight sets against the. I mean, you got a good draw, the British wildcard, just a kind of random Spanish qualifier / unseed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great draw.
Henry Searle, the last year's junior champion, up a set on Marcos Giron, so that's a good start for him as well. I'm sure the crowd is really on his side as well.
Giron, yeah, we were talking about earlier. I think we both think Giron is underrated, so that's a good win if he could get it. Good first set.
Just one set.
Yeah. Head of myself.
It's like the British media. He's 2 sets up. He's essentially in the semifinals already.
It's better than some of the. I've seen some of the Italian media can be brutal. I've seen like even if their player is winning, they're like, oh, but they should be top 5 or top 10. Like when Yannick was like not where he is right now, they were brutal. Like when he lost that match to Alcaraz, like they were brutal. They were like Italian failure. Like what?
That's why he doesn't engage Sinner. That's why he just kind of takes the achievements like in and out. So then it doesn't affect him when the news and the media are going after him, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, we all know Sinner has more personality, like, or at least more of a extroverted personality than he shows. At least in my opinion. I don't know Yannick, but I'm just saying, like, even if he does have that, he's not going to show it because he doesn't want to show any kind of thing that the Italian media can run with because they will. I don't know.
The thing is with sports in general, it doesn't help anyone if you present yourself as extroverted to the public. It only hurts you. It only gives you the chance of like scandal or whatever. Like people will spin things like they went to a party becomes partying instead of practicing at Wimbledon. Like it only hurts you to kind of go out your shell, which is sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It only helps you after you retire, and then you can get into media and things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, because I mean, whenever you're putting yourself out there, people can take advantage of that in some way or another, or at least we'll try to.
Felix up an early break against Kokkinakis. He's essentially, if he's won the first set, maybe almost.
I mean, always back in Auger-Aliassime, honestly, on grass court because I thought he should be. I thought when he went to a final of Queens with Cilic, I was like, this guy's going to be FA is going to be one of the top threats. Was it Halle? It might have. I think
he made the semis in Halle. He beat Federer, then he lost to Rublev or Humbert. Rublev Humbert was the final.
It was FA was in a final of a grass event. I think in Queens. I think it was versus Cilic. It was definitely a final. And after that, I think he lost that final. And I said to myself that, dude, he should be one of the absolute top threats on grass, and we just haven't really seen it. He got to the Wimbledon quarterfinals, but I'm gonna look what tournament that was now, but yeah, I still think like FA, if he finds his game, then he should be a big threat on grass. Yeah, he's gotten to 2 grass finals.
He went to Queens. Really, that's surprising because when someone makes a semi-final of one event, with Berrettini playing Halle this year, I just kind of think that they'll always play the same event between Queens and Halle.
No, it was not queens for the final. Stuttgart.
That
Stuttgart versus
sounds
Cilic.
yeah.
That makes more sense.
Was
Yeah.
that during the 8 final losing streak?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Probably.
I think it
That
was the
was
last one.
tough
Maybe.
times for us Canadians.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, Canadian tennis has had a lot of so many close like calls for like Raonic making the Wimbledon final and Fernandez making the U.S. Open final and Andreescu. Everybody thought she was going to win more slams, and
When the wins come, we've
Shapovalov.
got to take them and celebrate them to its maximum.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
when we won the Billie Jean King Cup last year and Davis Cup the year before.
Yeah,
Like,
when
these are
Felix.
the wins we have to parade them because they don't come often.
Yeah, for sure. When Felix won the 16 matches in a row, three indoor titles in a row, you got to take that as a victory as well. Got to world number 6, I think.
I couldn't stop smiling that whole 3 weeks. That was the best time.
Same. It was amazing.
What do you think
Yeah.
of the Americans' chances this Wimbledon?
Hopefully that doesn't come off biased, but I honestly feel like they're very high. I'm very, very, very hopeful for the American men's chances this
I've
Wimbledon.
got 3 in the quarters on the men's side, so I'm on your side here.
Yeah, I've got okay, good. But yeah, I've got 3 in the quarters too. I've got Fritz.
One of them was Korda,
and
but you know.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe Eubanks can take his spot. I don't know.
He was there last year.
Yeah. But Fritz, Korda, and Eubanks were all in my quarterfinals.
Ooh, Leila Fernandez.
No, not Eubanks. Fritz, Korda, and Paul. Sorry.
30-all 4-5. Leila could break here for the first set. That'd be good. Made the final last week in Eastbourne, I think. Was it Eastbourne? So
yes. No.
Proving herself on grass.
Yeah, great.
A little bit.
She's my favorite women's player probably. To be honest.
Ooh, Bernarda Pera is such a weird player to kind of analyze. A lot of these players that are just kind of like perennially like 18 to 35 in the world. You just don't know what they're going to do at any point.
That's so true. Yeah.
On the women's side, especially, there's just no way of predicting anything they do.
I mean, they could win the whole they could win the whole slam, like Rybakina did a couple of years ago.
Vondrousova wasn't even seeded. It's just like 45 in the world or something.
Was she not seeded? I didn't remember that.
Yeah, first unseeded winner ever, I think.
I didn't remember that. That's crazy. Now I'm kind of remembering that a little bit. With Wimbledon posted first unseeded. Now that's coming to my mind. I forgot about that. That's crazy, actually.
It does make sense. Like with her being in other, like the Roland Garros final, like 2019, I think it was, Olympics final. She'd been there before, but she just I think she's a streak player. She's just a player that shows up every now and again and makes a final. I think.
Yeah, not in the last like 52 weeks, so her ranking had dropped down. I guess Olympics doesn't count for points anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Ostapenko was unseeded as well at Roland Garros, I think, when she won it. She's like 50 in the world.
It's crazy.
I like that we just live in the timeline where Ostapenko's won a major. Just like that could have not happened. She hasn't gotten close since then. That's not really what she's known for.
Not a Roland Garros as well. She's just
no.
I think her best run quarterfinal U.S. Open, is that her best run since?
Yeah, I think so.
Last year, I think it was, right? Losing. That was a bad loss to Coco Gauff, wasn't it? That was really straightforward.
Yeah, I was disappointed. But I was
made me wonder, just like Iga, you lost to her. Like we could have had an Iga Coco quarterfinal after the match in Cincinnati, which was like epic beyond all proportions. We could have had a rematch there.
I wasn't surprised. I've followed Ostapenko too closely. I was just like, that's what I was expecting, man. She's up and down.
That would have been so good though. In a that quarterfinal. Yeah. Shame.
But if Tommy wins, the GF will be all over social media. That was an interesting point of discussion over the last week or so.
Yeah, what's even going on with
the trophy?
Which was like, I think she has some controversy with like dating other famous people, and then people are kind of, the tennis fans are like catching on to her or something. I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know. There's some. We'll get to it when that kind of comes out. But yeah, there's some controversy there. Something with Army Hammer. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Oh, isn't he the he had some abuse claims against him, right? I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right.
Uh, yeah, not something we can probably discuss freely.
Yeah. Come on, Layla. Let's go.
Why do I have to scroll past this Murray Mahatch cancelled thing every time? Just why? Why, Andy? Wish you could have played.
Oh man. Yeah, I really do too. It's a shame. For me, honestly, I'm excited for doubles, but it doesn't feel like a big enough consolation just for I really wish that he could have played, but you know, you gotta accept it.
It's like the Williams sisters, right? Andy Murray's last stand in the doubles, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I remember that was like the only doubles match like I've ever seen like all tennis play-by-play channels cover the Williams sister doubles match. That was like they'd never ever
That and
covered a
never
doubles
covered it.
match before, but that was the only one.
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny because you just have to watch it. Yeah,
I would like
can
to cover doubles matches, like a final like of a slam, you know. But I guess it's
yeah, I
hard to
agree.
kind of it's hard to it's very
Well, the play by play is
segmented.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's very quick at the net when there's like a quick net point. Like, how are you going to do that? Like Jamie Murray hits it to Brian, and Brian hits a volley, and then it's very quick. So, I would enjoy it though too. It would be a good challenge.
Were you a big Brian Bros fan?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love those guys. Yeah, they I think by far the two best doubles players ever. I think they're two of the best tennis players ever. The way I don't think we'll ever see it again. The way those two communicated as a team because they were twins, I think is just unrivaled. They practiced their whole lives to absolutely perfect it. They won like 40 Masters.
It's so weird that they were left and right-handed as well. Like, what kind of weird, like, were they just like born in some kind of lab or
But
something?
it's just like a fictional situation. It's like you write a movie about it. It's
It's like an anime.
unbelievable.
It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. It's like what? Like were
Why
they
are they
real?
like
Like
mirror images of each other, but the same, like,
literal mirror images of each other.
literal mirror image? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Daniel Nestor, underrated Canadian doubles player.
yeah, for sure.
He,
I think he won all 9. Was it him or Mirny? One of them won all 9 Masters, like
he
Djokovic.
mopped up in the 2000s along with the Brian Bros and other people. He was really
Yeah,
tall Canadian, great at doubles.
yeah. Pays Zimonich back in the day, Woodford and Woodbridge.
The
Um,
Woodies.
the Woodies, yeah.
I think we had like a British doubles pairing that like made we were really desperate for any kind of success. They like marketed these guys like I don't remember what they were called. We had some doubles representatives in the 90s, I think.
Oh, really? You know, it was really
Yeah.
awesome. Good story of that I saw a lot of British press covering was it Marcus Willis in 2016. It was like the guy who came out qualifying or even pre-qualifying and then got to
I
play
think
Federer
the
in the
pre
third
to the
round.
pre qualifying, I think it was.
Free to the pre-qualifying. He's drinking weird sodas and beers, and he doesn't necessarily look like the absolutely most in shape guy, but he's like the most talented player and the greatest personality. Very funny guy. Somehow beat had this great upset over a seed in the first round, then got to plly Roger in the second round somehow. I think
Center court against Roger Federer, yeah.
that was some
That
of the most
was
fun I've had
that was
watching the
crazy.
match. Yeah.
I didn't watch that like as it was happening. I wasn't as big a
Okay.
tennis fan at that time.
Got
But
it.
I watched the cult tennis video about it. So that's my
I honestly got to check that out. I like cool tennis. I don't think I've seen that one. I got to see it. Draper's
I'm
actually
like I'm kind
right-handed.
of a fraud when it comes to tennis fandom in general.
No, you're not. That doesn't make any sense, David. You're not a fraud. You know so way too much to be a fraud. I mean,
Last
you're a
3 years
fraud.
I've been doing some heavy lifting in terms of knowing stuff that happened before.
No, it's all good. Yeah, everyone's got to do a little bit of that. Draper's actually right-handed. That's crazy. He said that he started playing with his right hand. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, people say that about Rafa as well. So Nothing can beat Brown versus Nadal. No, I can do you one better, at least in my opinion. Not an upset, but if you look up Fabrice Santoro playing Roger Federer back in the day, playing Roger, those are my favorite matches of all time. Back in 08,
I've heard that name. That
Santoro's the GOAT.
name rings a bell.
Yeah, Fabrice Santoro, David, I look up his matches because this guy beat 17 different world number ones.
17.
17. I'm not joking. And
Was he just playing during the 90s where like there's a world number one every week? Is that what?
No, he beat Djokovic. He beat Roger. I think real early on. He beat Sampras a few times. This guy, when he played top players, he would play top players.
Do you mean he beat not 17 individual number ones? He just has 17 top number one wins.
No, 17 different world number ones. I'm not making that stat up. Different world number ones. A real stat.
How is that even
16,
possible?
but I don't know, but you can look. It's a real thing. He's beaten 17 different ones. He played for a long time too. He played till he was like 37. He was like one of the first guys to do that before Federer did. But this guy played two hands on both sides. He was hitting slice shots, like he was slicing off both sides, kind of not like Celis where she was just cracking winners, but kind of like almost similar to what's his name, like Florian Meyer a few years ago. But he would like hit like these slice shots off both hands with two hands on both sides.
It's kind of like. It's kind of a loaded statement, though, because when he's beating them, they're not number one.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I mean, yeah, not when they're
still
number
a crazy stat. Still crazy.
Yeah, and a few of them were number one, but yeah, it's wild. He beat Djokovic.
He beat Sampras when Sampras was like a small child kind of Sampras on clay.
No, I think Sampras, he had a few wins where Sampras was actually close to his best. Because I have stories. My parents had a world tour. They were touring the world for different tennis tournaments. And
wow, what?
yeah, worldwide tennis tours. Yeah, back in the day, right? And then when they had to take care of me, they stopped doing that because I was a third sibling. It was too much work.
You ruined it.
Yeah, exactly. So now I gotta travel and do that and watch different tennis tournaments because I missed it. Yeah,
the legacy lives on.
Yeah, Worldwide Tennis Tours Part 2. Yeah, they did that for like 10 years, and they had Sampras fans there, and
what?
And then they were excited to see Sampras, and then Santoro beat him on two different occasions when Sampras like number one or number two. So.
I mean, they must have had like a real cool job that could remote job, right? You work remotely.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah, a bit. And my dad was a tennis coach, so
that definitely helps as well, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah.
Is he like stringing at the tournaments and things?
I don't think so, but he did coaching, which helped him. I think it was just straight up coaching. He hasn't told me anything else, but he used to be quite a good player as well. He never went pro, but he was number one in juniors in like 12 and under, 14 under, 16 under, and 18 under, at least in like the state and whatever. He also beat like the 200 play. He beat the 200th player of the world like 6-1, 6-1. So I'm like, he could have gotten pro.
It's all these kind of stories of people that they dominate, especially the people that dominate like under 14s and then up to under 14s, and then all of a sudden growth spurt, and then they don't put on the same muscle as other people. You hear that story all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and also just having the same resources, right, as some other players, even if they have the talent. So,
we have tennis matches going on. We forgot.
Yeah, the actual thing is he beat 18 people who are world number one at the same time. Yeah.
I think I'm seeing something crazy here. Jacob Fernley playing against Alejandro Canas. I think it's 12-12 in the third set tiebreak.
Is there?
I might.
That's coming on. I don't care who else is playing. Swiatek can come off for a second.
What the heck's going on there?
Longest tiebreaker in Wimbledon history.
And Fernley wins in straight sets, 14-12 in
That's
the tiebreak.
Crazy.
What on earth? That's insane. It's one of the longest, right?
It's got to be. I would think.
There was one, I think it was Yastremska or someone the other year played like a 18-16 tiebreak third set at some point, but
That's crazy.
That might be the longest in women's history. I think men's history, because dominance on serve, it can kind of get longer, the tiebreak.
Yeah, I think McEnroe played one that was like 2018 against Borgo. Was like 1816.
That's insane. How do you even hold your nerve at that point?
That would be so fun to play a 2018 tiebreaker. To be honest.
No, it wouldn't.
Fair
I get
enough.
nervous holding serve at love one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fact. I would be nervous as hell, but just the fact that it's happening, I guess it would be exciting. I don't know.
I have to distract myself when I have like 5 set points at like 6-1 or whatever. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, yeah. Just think about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. The mental side of tennis can be just absolute, just a pain in the butt.
Just
man.
gotta pretend I don't care a lot about this next point.
Yeah, exactly. You just prepare, act like it's any other point. Yeah.
Keep the ball in the court. Just hope they miss.
Yeah, I actually do the opposite thing. When I am like set point up, I kind of pretend that I'm set point down, and like I really have to win this, and like I
You
have to
play
keep
aggressive, or you?
No,
Play
I
safe?
play. I do what you do, where I just keep it in, but I don't pretend like I don't care. I pretend like I have to win this point, so I just have to keep the ball.
Well, I'm not like Fanini pretending I don't care, but I'm not like
Like
rolling my eyes when I miss
lazy,
the ball toss kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's the kind of sliding scale of not caring.
Yeah,
Fanini to Djokovic.
yeah. Yeah, I think for a while I was anyway. Well, let's get back to the matches in a second. But I was on a losing streak for like 5 matches, and the last couple matches I was like playing much more intensely. Like I was playing matches where I was just like, oh, I don't care. I'll just like laugh and smile, and it wasn't really working. I like watched a lot of videos of like Kobe Bryant and like some like sports legends. I was like, I'm gonna
Job's
like,
not finished.
yeah, job's not finished. I gotta go for this Djokovic, Kobe. Like, and then I started winning my last couple matches, so it actually helped. But
So the motivational speeches definitely kicked in internally. They just run through your head like
yeah.
like Troy Bolton.
In my head, just emotional like speeches to myself in the back, like, bro, the job's not finished. You gotta go after it. Come on, you gotta be great. Go for it, be
Get your head in
better.
the game. Gotta
Get
get
your
your
head in the game.
Holger Rune, by the way, 2-set lead over Kwon. And looks like Tsitsipas is going to get double break over Taro Daniel, but Daniel does save the break point.
I don't understand why Tsitsipas isn't good on grass. I kind of don't get it. He should be good.
People can attack his backhand a lot more. There's not time on the backhand.
Yeah, that's true.
But if he just got a better backhand slice, everything wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, like Berrettini. And then if he just had a slice, like if you literally gave Tsitsipas's Berrettini slice, then
Berrettini
he would
slice
probably
isn't even that good. It's just the minimal. It's the minimal level of slice for
I just think a slice isn't that effective of a shot. I think if you have a slice, you would like to have Berrettini's slice. But I think that, yeah, the problem with Berrettini is everything else is so good. His backhand is just terrible. So
I'd like Dan Evans or Dimitrov slice, ideally. But they're kind of, it's weird because they're one-handed players, so they would have more touch on the slice naturally. But Berrettini is he's kind of forced himself because of how average his backhand is to developing a good slice. When Tsitsipas, I think he's just been a bit complacent, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know what it is with Dimitrov? I don't really think about his slice, but he probably does have one of the best slices. I just get annoyed when he slices it because I'm like, you should hit over it more. You know what I mean?
Well, there definitely was times where Dimitrov would just be too passive.
Yeah,
and I remember there was a stream that you were covering that. Yeah,
he needs to hit over it.
There was like mutual rage during a Dimitrov stream one time.
That sounds right. I think so. I think I remember that, where you were just like freaking out in the chat, and I was freaking out on stream, which I try not to do, but with Dimitrov, it's impossible.
And it's always people in the chat like, you're being too harsh. It's because I have high expectations. That's why.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
We want more out of the players, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna be going negative at a player for 10 minutes if I don't care. If I don't think they can
exactly. It's out of love and care for the player.
Yeah, for sure. Katie Boulter and Maria at 30 all at 4-4 on Boulter serve in the second set. See if Maria
Tight
can.
match, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The
Keep an eye
Brits
on
are
this
not
one.
having it easy. Really.
Yeah, I saw a few wins though yesterday for them. So they've been
Raducanu and
Raducanu and I'm blanking on who else, but
who's left for Brits? Francesca Jones hasn't played yet.
you know the story about Francesca Jones?
Isn't she like half injured, half not, right? She's kind of
Oh,
struggled for years, right?
no, it's crazy. She's got 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand.
How do you even play tennis with
That's what I'm
that?
saying. She's like 250 in the world, but she's managed, which is amazing. She has a thing where she has 3 thumbs and a finger on each hand. I don't
No,
think this
does
has
she
been
not have a
talked about.
pinky or what? Which is the finger?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'd be interested to look it up. Yeah, you
That's
see photos of her. It's the most unbelievable thing. It might be more impressive than whoever's world number 1, you know? Like, just the fact that she can even play at that high of a level. She beat Caroline Dolehide like 3 weeks ago. Like, bro, that's unbelievable.
there's a tennis not tennis player, there's a football player plays for Newcastle in the Premier League. That he's missing a finger as well, but that's not like a genetic thing. It's he climbed over a fence and he like
Oh,
ripped it
damn.
off. So
Mm.
like the thing is with football though, you can kind of get away with it. You just can't do throw-ins. That's
Sure. In tennis, it's impossible. Every shot, literally. Where you're gonna kick the ball? I mean, that's crazy.
she must have like a very unique grip then, surely.
Oh yeah, I bet she worked with experts. But that just, I mean, it shows human grit. And I mean that I honestly I didn't always believe this, but I really think like if you grit down, you can pretty much do anything. Like the heights of what people have achieved is like nothing compared to like what could happen in the future, you know? So if
Mhm.
you grit down, you can do like almost anything. Like there's so many things that we can do that we just tell ourselves that we can't. And then once we see other people starting to do crazy things, then we think, oh, now we have a chance to do it. But you just got to grit down and believe because like if you want to play tennis with 3 fingers and a thumb and beat a player who got to a Masters 1000 final last year, you can do it. She did it. So it shows amazing grit that she was able to do that.
Nothing's impossible.
Yeah, I think so.
You see that in athletics all the time. People like just the levels people go like nothing
Yep.
gets broken into like people think that like with the 4 minute mile it didn't happen for 100 years until and then it was done by Roger Bannister and then the next year like 50 people have done it. Like it's
Yeah.
just the knowledge of it being possible opens up the opportunity for more people.
No, it's so true. And also I saw a thing where 2 people ran a marathon like in 1983 and they both broke the world record because they were trying to outbeat each other. By like they were like 4 seconds apart in the marathon. They ran for like 2 hours and they beat the world record by like I don't know, but like a minute or something. But
Talk
they
about
both
pushing
got the
each
world
other,
record.
right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like the best tennis matches too. Like the best level we've ever seen is like Rafa and Novak at the Australian Open, and it's like or whatever. And it's like they push each other to play the best tennis we've ever seen. There's no world record in tennis, like who's playing the best tennis, but I guess most majors, but that's over a longer period of time. But you have to push each other to play your best.
Andy Murray plays the best tennis. 2012 Olympics final. That's the best tennis right there.
That I mean, it's a good argument. Straight set Roger on grass, straight set Novak in the semis on grass.
I don't care that Federer played a 5-setter or whatever in the last last match.
I
Was it
mean, it wasn't even a
5-setter?
5 setter. It was like 20-18 in the third set, but it was like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know
unbelievable.
how that match happened
That was an anomaly.
on grass. How is that possible to go that long without like? It was a tiebreak, right? Wasn't it? It
No, it
had
was extended third set because they were
so,
having set third sets. Raonic versus Songa played like 25-23 as well.
so like it was like how Wimbledon was at the time with
Yeah,
games
exactly.
and the. That's so like I'm glad. I think it should have where it should have ended was like 12-12 and the super tiebreak. Like I like the long sets. I don't know. Maybe it's
I
just me.
agree. I fully agree. No, it's not just yeah. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. Wait, like the extended fifth sets, like they are like the most epic matches that we know of. Like a lot of them were extended fifth sets. Federer, Rafa, Borg, McEnroe. Like there's something special about them, you know, the fact that you just push each other to the edge. And I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, Istra-Mahut went 70-68. Even if we kept that, that was never going to happen again. Like
Yeah.
12-12 and 12-12 was a good in between. I agree. 12-12 was great.
You can't go further than 12-12, like realistically for the player's health.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess with
that's
the schedules being so like jam packed, like they can't afford to really do that anymore because they just give them too many events. So what are they? They're gonna like pass out on court. So,
take out the curfew. Just have them play through the morning. play through
yeah,
the
that's
night.
the thing with Wimbledon and the curfew as well. Like Wimbledon curfew 25-23, it doesn't really all combine well, does it?
No, it's tough. Great tower, voice together. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, no problem, Cedric. This is such a random stream. We're going through different topics, aren't we? We're not we're not doing that much no focus on some of the matches going on, but it's been good.
You ever watch Silence of the Lambs, Anthony?
just start talking about movies. Anthony Hopkins
and a nice Chianti. I ate his liver. That's like I'm too scared to watch that film. That's too.
Dude, have you seen Westworld with Anthony Hopkins?
I've heard of it. I've not seen
it. Big recommendation to anybody watching. Also, it's the first season might be the best season of TV I've ever seen. Underrated.
Ever seen? Wow.
Yeah, that I would. Okay, there are a few that I would put, and then we'll get back to tennis. But I would just say this: the best ones I've seen. Westworld season 1, Breaking Bad season 4, season 5, Lost season 3. Lost is my favorite show, and then also I would.
Lost is great. I love Lost. I could
talk
about Lost for hours.
All right, we gotta do a separate stream for Lost. Lost is by far my favorite TV show ever. All right, there you go.
Make that exclusive on your channel.
Yeah, can't do it on QualityShot. QualityShot Lost, maybe, I don't know. Anyway,
that is QualityShot's Lost. That's if we did that.
I hope Faison's not watching right now. You know. All right, let's go back to tennis.
Swiatek a game away from winning against Kenin. That'd be very comfortable if she did win 6-3, 6-4 or something. Very comfortable.
That's a great win, yeah.
And that's all she's hoping for, right? Just a couple of breaks in a straight set win. That's all you can really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On grass.
She's not going to dominate like she does on clay for a couple of reasons. First of all, she's not that comfortable, and second of all, there's the serve return dynamic it's just going to be a little bit harder. Not as much in the men's side, but still, it's going to be harder.
Unless she's playing some kind of like what's the word Gil, powder puff serve, like she can just destroy on return. Then she'll get like a 6-love or something, but very rarely does that happen.
You're talking about Vondrousova. I can believe that fourth round she lost 10 points, 6-0, 6-0. I can't remember who she played, but I mean, Swiatek is on another level. It's like like alien. It's like unbelievable. Just on.
That's why I'm hoping she can break through this Wimbledon. She made the quarterfinals last year. There's no way she doesn't make to a Wimbledon final. People were saying. People that write off Swiatek making a Wimbledon final are just deluded, in my opinion. In her career, in general, there's no way she doesn't make a Wimbledon final.
I agree. It is a bit diluted because she's. I mean, I agree because just my opinion.
4 slams, right? 4 slams already, like.
Yeah, and also just like when you look at how complete and talented she is, I mean, we're not like playing in like the 80s or like. People are gonna if you're that good, you're gonna at least get to a final. I expect she'll probably win it at some point, but at least a final. I agree with you. I don't know if it'll be this year, but I can't imagine. She's so far ahead of the rest of the field that you would imagine she'll at least make a final. How good she is.
As an Iga fan, I kind of I hope that Iga starts to win more slams off of Roland Garros. Obviously, Roland Garros is great winning it, but because people are trying to siphon Iga into this kind of like clay bot kind of role where she wins hardcore. She won the WTA finals. She won Beijing. Like she wins so many. She won the U.S. Open. Like you
I
can't
agree.
write her off these other surfaces.
That WTA finals match versus Sabalenka last year. As soon as I watched that, I was like, yeah, Swiatek can win anywhere. It doesn't matter what the like. I don't care if we're playing. I don't care where we're playing. I don't care if we're playing on ice. Like Swiatek is not somebody to count out.
Yeah, game away serving for the match there.
Yeah.
Bolter Maria is becoming a dogfight. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like 3 tie breaks. To be honest, 5-all deuce. I
Really?
think that could go to another tiebreak.
Yeah. Let's
Savagery.
see. Yeah, I don't know. It could go 3 sets. I could also see Bolter maybe finishing it off in 2, just the way Bolter's so confident off for grass court title in Nottingham too, and seems to be doing decently well. But it could
Surely
be a
the
3-setter.
pressure's on, right? A little bit.
Yeah, that's true for sure.
British
Though.
#1.
Yeah.
It's not easy to deal with.
Oh no, not at all. Demon we're watching on.
Felix has got the first set win eventually. He was up a break for so long. Finally gets this first set 6-4 over Kokkinakis.
Kokkinakis, whenever anybody plays Kokkinakis in the first round, I just expect it to go 5 sets. You know what I mean? For some reason, he's always playing 5-setters. He's losing in most of the time, which is
Kokkinakis is huge. Like I saw him in person. Like you see his calves in person, you're like, this guy is a professional athlete. You don't kind of in my head normally you kind of put him to like the Kyrgios kind of like, oh, he's Kyrgios' friend, but he takes tennis very, very seriously.
Sure.
Like he's built differently. He serves like huge as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see some success for him for sure, because I mean he beat Federer that one year, and then he won that
2017 Miami.
Yeah, 2017, 2018 maybe, but maybe 2017. Okay, Swiatek gets the win. Good service winner, finish it out. So she gets the win over Kenin. Look good, look great, Swiatek. I mean, she's still getting used to the grass, but she looked good. She had some good winners there.
If that's the getting used to performance, I'll take that, right?
Just yeah. She looked good.
Every day.
Yeah.
Ooh, Garcia. Set down to Blinkova. No, she's not. She's a set up. Sorry, I'm just. Anyway, don't listen to me.
Misleading me, David.
Yeah.
Westworld. I like the first season. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, Westworld first season is amazing. I didn't watch past the first season because I heard the other seasons aren't as good, and I felt like the first season was enough. The show is done there. Breaking Bad all seasons, GOT season 1, 6, and all the episode 9 per season.
You been watching any House of the Dragon, or are you Game of Thrones fan?
I watched Game of Thrones, but not a huge fan of it. Season 4 was amazing, and I watched through the whole thing.
Season 4 was amazing.
Yeah, season 4 is crazy. But I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about Game of Thrones, talk about the things I like. I really, honestly, really like the battle episodes, even though I'm not usually. Usually, I'm the guy who looks at more of the
dialogue.
Dialogue depth rather than like the action spectacle. But the battle episodes I thought were absolutely phenomenal in that one. Like
you're not a big Michael Bay fan then.
No. I can't. Fast and Furious. No. I actually like the action, but it's got to have some meaning to it too. Like Top Gun Maverick was cool because I love the big action.
Fast and Furious has the big meaning of family, right? As
I mean, yeah, but it's also kind of based around like, oh my god, look, there's the next car chase and it's falling off a plane and then it's going off a cliff and then it's getting caught by this other big built guy who's and there's a car chase. Like, I don't know what's going on in those movies.
I can only suspend disbelief for so long with the actions.
Yeah.
With Pirates of the Caribbean, when I just rewatched the trilogy the other month. Like I say the trilogy, like the initial 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just forget about Stranger
crazy
Tides,
films. Just
yeah. Yeah, those movies are great.
They're insane though.
Lord of
insane
the
movie.
Rings is awesome. Lord of the Rings, some of the best movies. Jurassic Park, I love. That's one of my favorites as well. But the Lord of the Rings trilogy, those are some of my favorite movies. So there is some action I enjoy, but it has to have that, like, it has to have some messaging behind it, you know. Oh, Succession. Succession season 4 is definitely one of my favorite
Oh, don't
seasons.
talk about
Succession's
it. Don't
awesome.
talk about it. Don't talk about it. I've not
Okay,
watched
okay,
it
I
yet.
won't say anything. Dude, you'll love it. Matt, text me when you watch Succession because I want to hear the reaction. It's
I've
great.
watched the first 3 seasons, and I'm just kind of do you know any movie YouTubers?
Movie YouTubers. I used to watch a lot a few years ago. There's a lot of video essays about Succession I've seen.
Do you ever watch Karsten Ronquist?
I've seen his videos.
He has a podcast about Succession. I realized when I was looking at the Spotify kind of dates of when they're coming out, like, I'm gonna watch the first 3 seasons and then I'm gonna go back and watch the podcast to then prepare. So then I'm not because they're so bad at spoiling future episodes when they're covering the early seasons.
Oh, sure. Got
So
it. Okay. Yeah, the Succession podcast. Succession has its own podcast that I would definitely recommend, which is quite good, called the Succession podcast.
was that with like Jesse Armstrong and
Yeah, and they
the
get different
director?
cast. They got different cast members every episode to talk about stuff, which is all. The cast is just there's no misses. Everyone is just top notch.
Jeremy Strong is like he's crazy. I don't know how where did they find Jeremy Strong from? Like I did not know about Jeremy Strong before this.
Yeah, Matthew
Wha- wha-
McFadden and Snara Snook will blow my mind too. Those two are unbelievable. Season 4 of Succession is my favorite. I will only say this, just a rating. My favorite season of Succession and one of the contenders for one of the best seasons of TV I've seen. I'll only say that. And I love Succession. So I'll say that. Not to overhype it, but it's great.
It's already been very much. Going into Succession, I couldn't watch the first 2 episodes because I was like, these characters are all evil. But then I got over myself, and I watched it. And I just the hype's
Oh, I
real.
love
The
it.
hype is very much warranted.
Dude, every time that theme comes in, dude, I love it. Make every character evil. Like, I don't need to root for anybody. I want to watch. I don't know. There's something fun about it. Like, I don't know.
Cousin
I
Greg,
like.
Cousin Greg
Yeah,
is still somewhat rootable.
yeah. Well, I like
At
it
least
because
at this point.
sometimes. Yeah. Well, it's very it's so interesting because it's the biggest company in the world, but everybody is written in such a real way, and it's so like getting into their heads, and it's fun to see that realism because often we watch movies where everybody is so cookie cutter and so like, oh, they're perfect or they're okay, they're not perfect, but they're this. But it's interesting to watch a show of such flawed people and make it that you actually want to root for them in some way, which is very weird. And
And
it's
you,
kind
you
of like
don't want to
Breaking
you don't
Bad.
want to root for them, but you do.
Yeah, exactly. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah, what did I say earlier? Swiatek doesn't want to win Wimbledon or whatever. Just misspeaking a couple times, but it's all good. Kieran Culkin's my favorite in Succession now.
Cerundolo up a break on Sats. Did Sathiel make the quarterfinals last year? Right, Wimbledon lost to Sinner. He got a set off Sinner, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. Quarterfinals. I forgot about that. But yeah, so he's a dark horse. Cerundolo is tough though. He won a title on grass last year. He's got a huge forehand, and he's kind of underrated. I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
he's like
it's so weird
hugely
that he won
underrated,
a
but
title on grass. That's like he's
yeah.
such a clay guy, and for him to win a title on grass is just doesn't make
This
sense every time I think about it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Christian Garin got to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon a few years ago, and that's like what was happening. It was like a Twilight Zone moment. What?
Yep. Was that against Demonor in the 4th round? I think he went 5
Was it?
sets.
I
I
don't
think.
remember, but whoever, I just can't believe that because he didn't just beat Demon, but that's like 4 players or 5 players, 4 players.
Snail in the chat saying Iga 20th win in a row. The win streak has started again. 20th win in a row
Whoa,
is crazy.
that is crazy. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense because she won Madrid, she won Rome, right? Madrid, Rome versus Sabalenka. She won French Open, so that by itself.
Did she win Miami? She won. Did she? Which Master did she
No,
win?
Indian Wells. She lost
She won
Miami
Indian
to
Wells.
Alexandrova. If she won Miami, it would be like 40 win streak
I
or
think
something.
Miami's like a little quick for her most of the time, right?
No, you know what it was? Alexandrova, they played that some of the best tennis like of the year. Like she came out and she was just hitting saber like Roger Federer-esque sabers off return of serves, and she played unbelievable in that match. Alexandrova, I don't fault Swiatek for losing that one.
But at the same time, you don't falter. But it's a fast court, so she kind of leaves
Yeah,
herself vulnerable to getting rushed. So
That's true. Yeah.
those kind of performances are going to come out of like people that are a bit lower seeded. They're going to want to prove themselves. So
Yeah.
that's why you see all these like Swiatek losses to these like 18 in the world players on fast hard courts, because it's just, I don't know. That's the one time where you can get her almost. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, to the people who can rush her. I mean, it's the only way to beat Swiatek. I mean, it's crazy how good Swiatek is, and
she's just
just how
insane.
yeah. So
That's why like these you kind of we look at these inconsistent players and you're trying to project them to further rounds, so then Swiatek can have a competitive match. That's how good she is. You're just looking for matches that will not be
oh yeah,
easy.
absolutely. And
Did the
then
Euros match
watching
finish?
Katie in her post match interview, definitely punching, mate. I don't even know that lingo. What is punching? What does that mean?
The punching above your weight, like
uh,
the boyfriend is like the
yeah.
less
Well, yeah,
attractive
for sure.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Boulder's gorgeous.
How do you take that kind of disrespect as a Alex Demonor lookalike?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's tough to say. I don't know what position that puts me in. How do I defend myself as Alex Demonor? Am I defending Demonor or myself?
I'm sure Demonor's fine in his like little cottage in London, wherever he
Yeah.
he's live in Surrey, right? He lives in Surrey in some kind of nice
I
place.
know for myself, I'm overconfident. I don't think anybody's out of my league, and that's just my confidence, which might be bad, might be good, but
You
I
gotta back yourself. You gotta
you
back
got to back
yourself.
yourself. Yeah,
Francesca Jones, by the way, 2 points away from taking the set against Martic. That'd be
that's
a good
crazy.
first set for. I think I backed Martic because I'm like, Francesca Jones. She doesn't win tour matches very often, but Martic is not showing up.
Wow.
Robin, Robin Montgomery, young
Yes,
American talent. I really looking forward to her development.
absolutely. I am so high. When she played Sabalenka in that match, she's one of the young players right now who I'm the most excited about of anybody. She
Yeah,
just looks great in every way.
it's weird because like it's funny. I followed her like last year because I'm like, she's an up and coming junior, and then all of a sudden, when you see people you just follow out of nowhere actually getting results, it's like, wait a second, I knew you first.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's like Yannick for me. I followed Yannick for a while, and there are people. He had some hype around him for sure, but I was like, I saw you first in like in challengers and stuff. I was like, this kid is talented. Like I saw Yannick and play a couple challengers, and I was like, this kid is good. Like he might not be like super flashy, but the guy hits hard, and I just saw something else in him, and
It's just something different, like the
yeah,
power that was already there when I
that
was
pop
watching
off of
him,
shots.
like 2021 when he won like a few titles that year. That was what really got me into Yannick, was the run to Miami. Past that, that was really that was my
Yeah,
Yannick Sinner kind of moment.
it sounds crazy, but mine was Rafa at the French. That's when I really realized that Sinner's next level. He lost in straight sets, but that set where he pushed Rafa to a tiebreaker, there was a moment there I remember where I was like, yeah, this kid's going to be world number one. I don't know why, but I was watching that and I decided this guy's going to be world number one. And
Didn't he
I
not
kept
drop a
believing
set for like years at Roland Garros, Rafa? And then he almost dropped a set to Sinner.
it. Yeah, no, that's actually, yeah,
That was the
exactly.
moment that's why it was so big, right?
Yes, yeah, he almost lost that set. He didn't lose a set the whole tournament. He played Djokovic, bageled him, but he was pushed to a tiebreaker by Yannick. So
It was like 2 or 3 years where he dropped like one set in 3 years. It was like a ridiculous run.
yeah, to Dominic team, I think.
And that's like pretty peak Dominic team, like 2019, 2020, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. When team was at his absolute best, 2019.
And all peak Dominic team can do is just get one set. It's
And
insane.
he feels like he put his heart and soul into that. I think he won that set and then lost 6-1, 6-1 the next two sets. I'm actually not joking. I think that was the score.
Just savagery. I think Layla had a match point against Bronzetti at
I
2-5, 30,
just pulling
40,
that
but
up. Yeah.
saved.
Let's see what Layla can do.
Hopefully she can wrap that one up. I always get nervous when there's a match point against serve and then they have to hold and it's only one break. I just feel like that always leads to tie breaks.
Really? That's interesting.
Well, not always, but I have bad feelings, you know.
Okay. Well, that's a drop shot on the net from Fernandez there. That was very poor. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bronzetti with advantage.
I think Draper is getting his match up and running against Elias Emer, the brother of. Oh, he's already up. Emer's up a set. Wow, up a set, serving at 1-4 in the second.
Mm.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that is wild.
Draper got to recover quickly. Elias Emer, brother of the controversial young retiree Mikhail Emer, right?
Yeah. Mikhail Emer is like the fastest guy I've seen on a tennis court. I hope he comes back.
He was very fast, yeah.
Unbelievable.
He was very intense. Even before that, like I remember he got in trouble. Like I think he got defaulted a couple months before his forced retirement, or not forced retirement, forced drug doping ban thing.
I don't want to defend him there. That was bad actions, but I don't know. I didn't like. I thought Zverev in Acapulco was worse than what he did there. I'll say that.
Yeah, opinion. But they're definitely both defaults.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, you can't do that. Anthony, if you're to date any WTA player, who would it be and why?
Katie Bolter.
Katie Bolter.
On theme, right?
Yeah. Bolter for sure. Rybakina maybe. I remember Sinner serving for the set against Rafa on clay. Yeah, I mean Sinner. That was when it opened my eyes to me that Yannick is like if he's and clay's not even his best surface, but he was playing that well there. Like this guy's built different because I'd seen him in challengers and then I saw him like destroy everybody at the next gen finals, and then I watched him at that French, and I watched him a little bit throughout the year, but especially at that French. And when he was playing Rafa, something clicked. I was like, this guy. I saw his, like he's so like sneakily talented. Yeah. So I was telling people for a while that I think Sinner's going to be world number 1. So I'm happy that he is, because I kind of saw that in him.
You saw it. You saw it in the flames, as Melisandre would say, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The prince who was promised, the prince of clay who was promised. That's Yannick Sinner. Hopefully, we'll see. You think he can win multiple Roland Garroses? Just off the top of your head.
Wait, who's that? Sorry.
Sinner. You think Sinner can win multiple?
No. I think he wins one at most. I don't think he wins multiple. I think he wins one at most, and I'm very happy.
Alcaraz, the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I think Alcaraz, the gatekeeper. I think there are going to be other people that come up that will be tough too. I mean, yeah, like Menzik or whoever else is like Arthur Fils or Runa or whoever else. Like they're going to be.
Arthur Fils got to win a Roland Garros first round first, and then he can start going for the title.
Yeah, that's fair.
0 for 2 on Wimbledon, not Wimbledon, Roland Garros first rounds. So.
Boys champion though, but yeah, no, I mean that's.
Hey, Layla's got it done. Finally, there we go.
Let's go.
Hey, Peaches, welcome.
What's up, Peaches?
Nice surprises. Sorry.
No, that was my bad.
Yeah, good to see you too, Peaches. I didn't answer the question, Lexi. The question about the WTA players.
Rybakina. We're just going WTA crush Rybakina.
Oh, Netherlands, by the way, 2-0 up on Romania. Good for them. Good draw for them, Romania in the round of 16. I mean, you can't wish for much more than that. Let me just check.
Fonseca will be crazy at RG. Yeah. Fonseca is quite good too. Bageled Feast. Bro, I don't know what is this like. I don't know who's going to be the young guy that comes up. I know Sinner and Alcaraz. I don't know who's like the next guy. I guess Runa should be, but he's kind of, I don't know.
People are too quick to say the little three with Runa, Alcaraz, Sinner.
I agree.
I think.
Yeah.
It's Sinner, also weird because the ages are like Sinner's like a year and a half older than Alcaraz, right?
Yeah, it's like almost 2 years.
They kind of get pigeonholed into kind of. I guess it is. Is it similar age gap between Roger and Rafa? What's the
No,
age gap there?
they're much bigger. Roger and Rafa is much bigger. That's like 5 years. It's very similar to Rafa versus Rafa. It's just a little bit older than Rafa and Novak, or a little bit of a bigger age gap in Rafa and Novak. Like Rafa and Novak is like 1 year. This is like 1.5, almost 2 years, I think. But I think like I think rather than Sinner Alcaraz Rune, it could be like Sinner Alcaraz Menzik. Like I could maybe more easily
That's a
imagine
big
that.
call.
Maybe.
Big call. Menzik did just lose from 2 sets up yesterday.
That's fair. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess he would have won. Okay, now that he lost that, I'm going to put Rune back in.
Rune just needs to sort his life out with coaches and like, what is his game style? What is Rune's game style?
I have no idea. His guys started playing aggressive out of nowhere. It's trying to play like Sinner and
On
Alcaraz.
clay, he plays like
So
rally tennis, try and just shock people, and then he goes random net rushing. Like, he's such a weird player to analyze because he doesn't know what he's doing. So how are we supposed to know what he's doing?
It's brutal, but it's true.
But then he gets big wins. So then it's like, but then you can't predict him very easily to do.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I would be scared for him, for Djokovic in a 4th round match with Rune still, though.
That's what I was saying.
Even with Rune's kind of weirdness.
Yeah. I agree. When I was doing my draw predictions, I went like back and forth for like 10-15 minutes whether or not I was going to have Rune upset Djokovic. I think it's a real possibility. I think Rune's taken a set every time he's played Djokovic. I want to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
That's pretty crazy because
there
would be Paris-Bercy where he won. There'd be Rome where he won in 3 the next year. There'd be
U.S. Open, first time they played as an 18-year-old, took the second set in the tiebreak. All right, I
forgot that match as well. Paris-Bercy last year as well. Went 3
sets,
where Djokovic won the title in the end.
And ATP Finals where Rune Rune won the second set, I think.
So weird that Rune a lot of the time he does peak against Djokovic. He likes that matchup, and I'll tell you, he does make Djokovic fans nervous.
He does, yeah. He makes me nervous whenever Novak plays him. So.
Okay, Joe's got a statement here. Quick fire Q&A. Chat says a player. Both of you have to say one word to describe that player. Can't use the same word twice.
Okay, I like it. Let's do it. All right, guys. Just shoot out player names.
Ooh, Snail saying Sinner Alcaraz Prismic, little 3.
Like it.
Do you know, has he done a lot, Prismic, since that Australian Open run? Has he?
I don't think so.
Keeping an eye on him?
No, I haven't, honestly. I've kept an eye on Menzik and Fonseca. I haven't really looked at Prismic.
People were calling him Dino Prismic for a second there. Like
Dino
dinosaur.
Prismic.
But that ended pretty quickly.
It's good, yeah. I like the
one quarterfinal of a challenger is always done since, which is surprising.
Yeah, I like to go to Gil Gross for the pronunciation because he seems to put a lot of he always looks into players before he calls them. He said Dino Prismic. I was like, all right, it's Dino Prismic. Then I was just done with that. I was like,
he's very angry if you call him out on a pronunciation because I pronounced it right.
He's just defending how he pronounces Djokovic and stuff. No, that's cool.
I love when Gil gets defensive. That's the best type of Gil Gross.
All right, yeah. Okay, well, first let me read this comment, then we can do the players. Roger Federer's a great tennis player, of the best tennis players there are. Good luck. Good luck for him. I hope he's my favorite player.
He's doing all right for himself, I think, Federer. He's got some businesses.
So. He's got his
He'll
family.
Be fine.
All right, Sinner, one word. Athletic.
Power.
All right, here we go. Emma, British.
Injured.
Draper, I don't even know if he is, but tall.
Handsome.
Yeah, fair. Saba, Saba serve.
Dancer.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the question that Flo asked on
Yeah,
to Saba? Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah,
was
that's
saying
what I
that.
thought. Yeah. That's
The way
crazy.
Flo phrased the question was funny. Like it was like a routine that she's like it was like she's playing Just Dance every day or something.
Just in addition to tennis. It's so crazy seeing Faison and Flo and Ash ask questions there, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to do it too. Novak. I don't know. What's the word for Novak? Goat.
Inevitable.
Inevitable. I love it. Just like the Thanos. Sasha. Controversial.
Bublik.
Bublik.
Sasha Bublik.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. I didn't think about it. Iga, alien.
Poland.
Sinner.
Quickfire.
Didn't we already have Sinner in here?
Yeah, we did. We
did
did
it?
Sinner. Yeah.
Okay. Riva. Fish. That's what it is in Russian. So that's how I speak fluent Russian. So I just read this as fish when I saw it.
You speak fluent Russian, really?
I speak fluent Russian. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what. Привет, как дела? I just start saying like more language as I can speak out of nowhere. Like, did you know I also speak this and this and this?
Is this one word? Ball striker. Is that one word?
Yeah, that's
Do
good.
that?
That's good. Yeah, you're in the clean. Ball
Okay.
striker. Layla, U.S. Open. I don't know. I think of that run that she had.
That's 2 words.
All right. Open. No. Layla, feisty.
That's close. I was saying fighter is what I was gonna say.
All right, no, that's good. Yeah, fire is good. Corda, annoying.
Talent.
Shelton, annoying. No, that's my word, but
What's your word?
annoying.
Are you sure? You're going annoying for Corda and Shelton.
No, Shelton.
Wasn't that one of the one things that we couldn't do?
Oh yeah. Repeat. Okay, Shelton. Let's go. Loud.
Serve.
Paul. American.
Movement.
Fritz. Backhand. Just because I don't think his backhand's very good, so it came to mind first.
You don't think his backhand's very good?
Fritz, no.
You
think you like his backhand?
Fritz's backhand was that was his best weapon for so long. You really don't think he's that good?
No, I think the forehand is better. I think that backhand can get a little bit awkward for him.
He can compete with Djokovic in backhand to backhand rallies, though.
He did at the Australian Open, but I think this year's backhand's gone a lot better, which is part of why I picked him for the semis here. I think for a while his backhand wasn't as good, to be honest. I think he gets more firepower off the forehand. That's my opinion. But
Morgan.
Morgan's new video is funny. I just saw it on Twitter randomly. She was just, I don't remember what she was talking about, but it doesn't matter.
Fritz always wins Eastbourne. Always wins Eastbourne. Every year.
Yeah, 3 times. Cirindolo, Argentine. No, what's another one?
Brother.
I'm gonna go forehand. Cirindolo forehand. Rublev. Power.
Kindness.
Nice. Tsitsipas.
You're gonna hate me, Alexi.
Poet.
Shank.
Coco. Champion.
Gilbert.
Nice. Panko. There's a lot of words we can throw in here, I think, for Panko.
She's definitely says a lot of words herself that can't be repeated.
Drama.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is good.
Mira.
Mira. Oh,
Mira was there.
Oh,
16.
Steffi. Just reminds me of Steffi. Felix. Honestly, touch. I think he's got decent touch.
Montreal.
We got Coco Badoza. Spanish.
Friendships. She's friends with a lot of people on tour.
Faux clowns, because I'm thinking of the last thing that he said. That's all over Twitter.
Gonna go for big.
Big.
Big Fo.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's right. Rafa.
Nothing on his way. Don't come after me, Francis.
Yeah, I was gonna say big. Rafa fast.
Matador.
Andy IQ. No, it's
Scottish.
Wait, Herbie? Wait, who's Herbie?
QB, I think.
Okay.
Or it could be Pierre-Hugues Herbert, but I don't think it is.
Okay. I think it's her catch. Her catch.
Yeah.
Tall.
I was gonna say lanky.
I erased the tall. It's okay. Let's go with serve bot. Serve bot.
I'll go lanky then.
Montgomery. Montgomery. I would say rising star.
From what I see, clutch. I think she's pretty clutch.
Kalinskaya, gorgeous.
Close. She's had a lot of near misses for titles this year.
Close is interesting. I was like, is she right there, David? What do you mean close? Like, she's close.
She's not allowed to stream.
Favorite. I like Amanda.
Influencer. She's always on Instagram posting something.
Yeah. All right, let's do these last, I guess, 4 here. Or 5.
Yeah.
Musetti, one-hander. There's like a dash in there, I think there's.
Passion.
That's good. Yeah. I've noticed Musetti is very like passionate whenever he's winning, he's like.
That's why I love watching Musetti when he's playing well.
Yeah.
It's so good to watch.
Yeah. His match against Novak, even though he lost it at Roland Garros, was awesome.
When he wins a set, you just feel like you're just on top of the world along with him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Musetti's great. Yeah, I like those players because they really engage you. It's kind of like Shelton, Musetti, those guys that really, yeah, like Roger as well. Like
the line between rubbing you the wrong way and not, though, is the.
Yeah. Monfils. I want to think of a good one for this one. Gail. Different.
Pigeon.
But in a good way, but pigeon. JPEG, Rich came to mind.
Budweiser. Was it? No, was it? What was the one? She drank the beer at the U.S. Open. What was the? Remember that?
I don't remember that. She drank a Budweiser.
She drank a beer on her exit press conference.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and then she was like calling out the tennis podcast or something, or like something. Was that then?
Heineken. It was a Heineken.
Heineken. Okay.
So funny.
Grigor. Okay, last 2 here. Grigor. Let's go with beautiful. Beautiful man, beautiful player.
Yeah. Ooh. Bulgaria.
Nice. Hugo. All right, Hugo is the last one. Underdog.
Cap.
Cap.
Always wearing the backwards cap.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, kind of like Bruno. All right, I think I gotta head out now.
Yeah, you go head out.
Out this stream. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head. This was fun. Let's do this again. We'll do this again.
I think I'll probably head out at the same time then.
All right. We'll do
it's definitely better with more than one person because you feel like you're just talking to yourself a lot of the time, you know,
that. I agree. Yeah.
with these kind of streams.
Yeah, especially with these, I think that when I was doing it, it was very awkward at some points to do it by myself. When I have the play-by-play, it's like you always have that to return back to. So
Exactly.
this is good. Yeah,
The play-by-play like separated by looking at other scores as well. But then when it's this, you just kind of have to find something every 5 seconds. It gets kind of exhausting
yeah,
because it's just
yeah,
by yourself,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, and then you try to avoid silence and to not have it be boring, but for too long. But it's just like, yeah, we're done. No, yeah, we're gonna head out. I
Yeah,
think.
thank you guys
I
for
think.
engaging in the
Yeah,
chat. You guys are
yeah.
very
Thank you
active.
guys. Yeah, for the next one, I think we'll probably do more of the matches. But this was fun as well, talking about different stuff. I really did it. It was
To be
fun.
fair, the matches weren't too tight like they were
Yeah,
yesterday for me. There was like 5 set comebacks and all sorts, which keeps more focus on the matches. But when
yeah.
it's Fiontek in straight sets, you can only say so much without
That's
doing
true. Yeah,
play-by-play, right?
yeah, yeah. This was just like kind of chill chat. Yeah. Good night, Katie. See you later. Thanks for joining in. Okay, see everybody. All right. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna head out now.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
All right. See you guys later.